Most time for kickoff. And look at this, there's a couple of watch parties going on right now. On the left in Cairo, it's prime time, nearly 9 p.m, whilst on the right, almost 4 a.m. on Saturday morning in Melbourne. It doesn't matter though, the fans are there anyway, and they can't wait for this one. Awesome. And neither can the fans that are out there in Dallas. One of these teams will make history today and record their side's first ever World Cup knockout stage victory. So, will it be Australia or will it be Egypt? We'll take you to kickoff next.
FIFA World Cup takes the global stage from June 11th through July 19th on Fox 1, the official English streaming platform of FIFA World Cup 2026. Stream all 104 matches live and get closer to the action with a personalized viewing experience built around you. Choose up to 4 streams with multi-view, catch highlights before jumping into the action, get live stats in real time, and replay key plays instantly. Experience the FIFA World Cup live on Fox 1. Watch 3 days free. For details, visit Fox.com. Offers are subject to change. See Fox 1 for complete terms and conditions.
Upgrade your FIFA World Cup 2026 viewing experience. Build it like Beckham from the living room to the lawn with the Home Depot. Create a box seating experience with flowers for pops of color surrounding your pitch, the smell of grilled favorites, and a freshly painted fence sporting your team's colors. Fast free delivery is your home field advantage with charcoal, string lights, or whatever the game calls for right to your door. A clean assist. Build it like Beckham for match day. The Home Depot, official FIFA World Cup 2026 supporter. Subject to availability.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
This is Lele Pons from Suite 305 with Lele Pons. Game day at my house is chaos, but like in a fun way. The TV's ready, the remotes are ready, the kids' stores are going off, and somehow everybody needs batteries at the exact same time. That's why I keep Duracell stocked. And Duracell just released limited edition Duracell and Messi battery packs. The design is inspired by Messi's iconic left leg tattoo. So every battery feels like it comes with an extra kick. From the TV remote to automatic corkscrew, Duracell keeps us game day ready. Duracell double and AAA batteries are the only ones built different with power boost ingredients for long-lasting performance you can trust. Find the limited edition Duracell and Messi batteries in stores at Lowe's and Walmart or on Amazon.
When the pressure rises,
the stakes are high.
You have to know where your strength comes from.
Win or face an early trip home.
It can come from taking your nation somewhere it's never been.
Egypt pick up their first ever victory at the finals.
And knowing there's a name you can lean on. Or it can come from a reputation made in moments like this.
And Australia are in green and gold heaven at the World Cup.
Always in the fight.
They just will not lie down.
And impossible.
Walk like an Egyptian.
To count out.
Fire them like an Egyptian.
But when it's do or die.
Astonishing.
Wherever it comes from.
What a strike.
Has to be enough.
The Pharaohs have found a way through.
Australia. Egypt.
Oh my goodness.
Who can rise above the pressure?
Well, we are just minutes away from kickoff now between Australia and Egypt in Dallas, and the winner of this match will face either Argentina or Cape Verde, who play a little bit later on today. Jules Breach here with Javier Hernandez, Landon Donovan and Clarence Seedorf as the players are in the tunnel ready to head out for this game. And I think this is what the round of 32 at the World Cup is all about. 2 tournament underdogs, Australia and Egypt, about to face each other. They're about to head out, Landon. Who edges it for you?
I think Egypt are the better team and slight edge to them. But this is a comfortable position for Australia to be in. This is how they play. They're happy to defend, soak up pressure. try to counter with Aaron Kunda, and this will play into their hands. But I think Egypt they're the slightly better team.
Couple of star players in that Egypt team, as you guys have pointed out. With Mo Salah, he's left Liverpool now. This is potentially the last time for him playing on the World Cup stage if they are to go out today. Will he be playing for a move to a new club?
Maybe. But I think right now, Clarence said it pretty well about Mo Salah. You know, all the boost and all the emotions about his last season. He comes here in Egypt and he feels, obviously, like anyone else, like his home. He's the main guy over there. They respect him. They put him on the pitch. They want him to go there and do the best as he can. So I think he's going to have the move. But regardless of that, I think he's going to be very focused to make history with this Egypt team.
I'm not sure how old he is now. What is he? 36?
Yeah,
something. I think we'll see him for another World Cup, actually.
Really?
Looking at our other two friends that are still playing, Messi and Ronaldo.
Well, yes, you're right.
So, I mean, and he's a very serious professional as well.
Yeah. So maybe, yeah.
Okay, guys, well, let's listen in for the national anthems. Mo Salah, aged 34, Egypt, taking on Australia.
Please stand if you are able for the national anthem of Australia. Please remain standing if you are able for the national anthem of Egypt.
Three places left in the round of 16. Australia or Egypt will take one of them. Jackie Oatley and Warren Barton talk us through it next.
Introducing B of A Rewards, a new way to reward your every ambition. It all starts with a Bank of America checking account and grows from there. You get cashback deals on brands you know and love, plus a credit card rewards bonus, helping you earn more rewards on things you buy every day. Join B of A Rewards today for rewards tailored to your lifestyle. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Open or enroll your account at bankofamerica.com/BofA rewards. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Welcome to Huntington Bank. We're new here, but we've been around since 1866.
Wow, that's a long time.
Long enough to know that insightful bankers, great products, and customer service make a big difference. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
FIFA World Cup 2026 on Fox is presented by the Home Depot.
It is the final day of the round of 32, and the two teams here in Dallas, Texas, stand on the edge of history. Both Australia and Egypt looking to win a knockout match at a World Cup for the very first time. It'll be a historic first for one of these sides. Our referee today is Gustavo Tejera of Uruguay, and in the VAR booth, Leodan Gonzalez, also of Uruguay. The Australia coach, Tony Popovich, has never named an unchanged lineup until today, his 22nd match in charge. Patrick Beach only had 2 caps when he was named as a surprise starter for the tournament ahead of Matt Ryan. 18-year-old Colorado Rapids defender Lucas Harrington keeps his place after impressing against Paraguay. Jackson Irvine's experience will be invaluable in midfield. Jordy Boss starts again on the right with Aziz Behic on the left. Popovich has gone for the mobility and raw pace of Nestri Irankunda up front. For Egypt, 5 changes from the dramatic draw against Iran, 3 of them enforced, but a major boost for them. Superstar Mohamed Salah has been past fit to start after a hamstring concern, but a blow is the loss of midfielder Mohamed Lashin through suspension. He played every minute of the group stage. Atir Marwan comes in. Left back Ahmed Fatou is out of the tournament. Karim Hafez takes his place, and Manchester City's talented forward Omar Mamouche comes back in up front. We're under the climate-controlled roof here in Texas, and the noise really is something. Tony Popovich on the eve of his 53rd birthday, part of the golden generation of Australian players at the 2006 World Cup. And there's a legend for Egypt, their head coach and also their all-time leading goal scorer, although perhaps that could change today, as Mo Salah is just 1 goal away from his 69 goals. Australia get us underway in Dallas, Texas. They're in their gold shirts and green shorts. Egypt in the red shirts and white shorts. It's new territory for Egypt, the first time they've progressed from a World Cup group phase. And Australia hoping to win a knockout match for the first time ever. They lost to the eventual winners Argentina in 2022. And they'll potentially meet them again on Tuesday. Whoever wins here will meet the winner of the Argentina-Cape Verde side. That game follows this match. Mohamed Salah in the starting lineup tonight. Jackie Oatley here with Warren Barton, former England defender. Where's he going to play?
Well, he's gone and stood right next to Harrington, the young player that's come in, the young kid, but he's quick. Harrington, we've said at Colorado Rapids, he's come onto the scene. He's been a regular in MLS. But he's never come across someone like Mo Salah. It'd be interesting to see the injury, how the hamstring is. I think looking at this game as well, the midfield area is where maybe O'Neill, Irvine can maybe dominate the second balls, picking up the second balls, and then allow a little bit on the counter-attack.
Harrington, the 18-year-old of Colorado Rapids, getting a touch in there. Here's Mamouche. So much talk about Salah, but the quality that Mamouche provides as well. You don't sign for Manchester City unless you're a top-quality footballer.
They're not a one-man show. They've got players at the back that are solid, that can bring the ball forward. They've got the number 10, but you're right, Jackie, not only him, but they can drop in the hole. Zeus is another good player. So they very much interchange. They're not going to stay up there. And that's difficult for a back five to pick up. And straight away, they are a back five. They're going to pinned back a little bit. 3 strikers for Egypt are going to squeeze up and occupy the 5.
Here's left-back Hafiz, who's in tonight due to the injury to Fatou, the regular left-back. They have had injury problems, and a big blow as well in midfield with the player that had started every game, played every single minute in there as well. Lachine suspended for this game, but opportunity knocks. Biggest game of their lives. Here's Hafez again. Both sides runners-up in their respective groups. Australia to the United States in Group D. Egypt to Belgium in Group G. And those 2 sides will meet. USA against Belgium at Lumenfield, Seattle on Monday. What a game that will be.
And what an atmosphere as well.
Swept forwards by Marouane. Looking for Ashur.
He's a player to watch, Ashur, number 8 for. He's a very talented player. He's got the freedom to roam. He goes out on the right, he come in the middle, got the goal as well already in this tournament.
Scored a fabulous goal against Belgium before Lukaku forced the own goal from Haney as the equaliser.
Yeah, watch out for his celebration as well. With a bit of Colin McGregor as well. He was strutting around.
Haney with the ball in. We love this stadium, don't we? It's enormous. It's got a roof on, which we're very grateful for because it's 94 degrees out here in Dallas as Nestor Irankunda turns on the jets. And that was an interesting talking point amongst the Aussies in the build-up to this game. Who would play up front? Mo Toure, 6'1", more of a proper number 9, if you like, but they wanted to utilise the pace of Irankunda in behind, and his movement is going to be key today, Warren.
Yeah, he's not going to be a striker that's going to try and stay up and hold the ball up. He's going to work the channels, and as he did against Turkey, both of the players are very, very good to run in behind, make defenders, and that will create a little bit of space for the Australian team to get on the ball and pass them. So sometimes it's a willing runner, like he just did there. Push forward, relieve a little bit of pressure, and then you can get further up the field.
Chikati. Oh, what about the strike from distance? Oh, that was really travelling from Volpato.
And that's that little area I'm talking about. The 22-year-old picks it up, no hesitation on that left foot. Wonderful technique and just skips off the top. And there's a warning sign straight away. We speak about Egypt having ball, having possession, but Australia being so efficient in what they do.
Well, he's born in the Sydney area, but he's lived a lot of his life in Italy after he was rejected from a couple of academies in Australia. He came home crying, Volpato, after that rejection, and his parents shut up shop, literally. His mum leased out his shop and they moved to Italy, and he's forged himself a career there at a very late change of heart in terms of his international allegiance, having represented Italy youth in their system, and now here he is at the World Cup. Italy, of course, failing to qualify extraordinarily for the 3rd time in a row.
That was a lovely piece with his father, actually. He said he knew he was Australian because he had a mullet. So that's what his dad come out with. He didn't like it being Italian, the style that they have. But he's a little bit of an X-factor. The manager was chasing him, asking him to come along, and he had the opportunity to play in a World Cup, and he's grabbed it with both hands.
Away by Suter. A very tall back 3, Australia. That was part of the press conference. A few questions on that, actually. They've got Chikati, 6'3", Harry Suter, somewhere between 6'5" and 6'6", depending on reports, officially 6'5", and Harrington 6'3" as well, with the height that Egypt can't necessarily match. What about the pace to match Boss here? This is what he's known for. Jordi Boss is in! Oh, what a vital intervention from Rami Rabia.
Boss is a player. He arguably wants to be on that left-hand side, but because you play on the right, you always want to come inside. A tremendous athlete, sweet left foot, no hesitation when he went through. I was speaking to 1 or 2 people. Do you lose his balance on that left-hand side? They said, no, he's quite happy to come inside, and that is a desperate tackle in the end. And I think that just shows, actually, earlier on with Australia, they're not going to sit back. You know, the guys in the studio said they're not just always going to sit back. They've got players that want to go forward, players that want to hurt, and this set piece is an area that they can do that. I mean, look at the height in there, in the penalty area.
Aidan O'Neill with the first corner of the game. Short to Volpato, who's had the first shot of the game. Back to O'Neill.
See, I wouldn't complicate it. The first one, I would not complicate it. I would put the ball because the Egyptian back four and their team are expecting that. So do not disappoint them. Put the ball in there and let them try and figure it out.
Especially as we were talking about the heights, and they're talking about trying to combat that through the collective, but they haven't tested them. 3 players over 6'3" in the defence alone.
Well, if you see the two captains standing together, like Mo Salah's looking up at the ceiling at this fantastic stadium, because that's where the Australian captain was. And there's a height. Use what you've got. You know, you're maybe not a team that can possess the ball and pass the ball, but they're efficient. They know exactly what they are, their identity. They're not going to deviate from that. They haven't got Viduka, Harry Cole, them type of players, them legends. Mark Schwarzer in goal. But Birch has come in, the young goalkeeper, and he's been finesse. And the main reason, I think, a lot of that was really good with his feet. Which...
Yeah, that was a shock, wasn't it? We did our opening game against Turkey, and 2 big shocks were that Irvine didn't start in midfield. Young Paul Ocon-Engstler did really well with experience preferred today in the middle there, and Patrick Beach, who plays for Melbourne City, along with Behic, getting the nod ahead of the vastly experienced Matty Ryan. Now, can they test Beach here? Egypt yet to do so as yet. We certainly have players who can strike a ball, including this guy, Salah.
But Jack, as we see with the Turkey game, you know, they're not afraid to suffer Australia. I mean, I think Turkey had 30 shots on record. I mean, maybe 2 or 3 that was excellent save by Beach in goal. But large parts they have possession, they have an attempt, but they are happy to do that. They're happy to sit back, look at the block there that they've got. They shuffle across. Midfield players coming into areas and just close off the gap. What they don't want is Egypt to get the ball to feet in the penalty area. They want it. They don't mind a cross.
Here's Volpato. He's a really classy player. And Irvine getting the free kick for Australia.
He does that well, Irvine. He's a really intelligent player. Maybe not as quick as he was 23, you know, when he was 10 years ago, 23, but he's a player that understands the moments, know that he had no outlet, entices the defender to make a tackle, you get a free kick, you've got possession, now you can hit that diagonal ball.
And Jordy Boss, a player that Australia would love to have on the ball, particularly in advanced areas, given his quality, the fine old man. He went there, his dad's a fan, he's Dutch by background. Nacho Pazzi. Back to Boss. So positive, isn't he? Yeah. Every time he gets the ball, Jordy Boss.
And he opens his body up. Jakarta, another one, just getting on the throw on here. He's another one that's been linked away for a move as well. He's at Palmer at the moment. But when you ask about players, that left foot coming inside, the whole picture opens up for you. I know I played there as a right back, a right-footed player playing left back. As soon as you come inside, the whole picture opens up for you.
It's extraordinary to think that Egypt... Oh, OK, Mustafa Shabir. He knew what he was doing. It's so extraordinary that they had never won a match at any FIFA World Cup finals until they beat the lowest ranked side here, 85th in the world, New Zealand, in the group phase. Here's another look, and that's calm on the board.
No panic, cool. He had it under control, don't worry. He's opened his body up, passes it out.
But the 7-time African champions of Africa Cup of Nations had never won any kind of match of the World Cup. Absolutely extraordinary. And that's why they carry the weight of a nation here. Football, soccer being their sport. The Aussies have other sports that they love. Now here's Omar Mamouche, who can cause real problems. Hafez. Mamouche. Looking for Mamouche again, and Irvine's there. Oh, is that going to be a free kick? Won by Zico.
Yeah. Irvine didn't know where he was as Zico comes round on his blind side. He just hangs a leg out, and that's what you don't want to do against this team. Mamouche, you've seen him come out because he knows there's no space. That's why he's drifting out to this side. Doesn't know where he is. Just puts out a leg. And now you've got the opportunity to test the young goalkeeper, put it into that danger area. He'll be looking to shape it up to that far post. Now, whether you get a touch from a defender or your teammate is fine. So for me, this maybe suits a right-footed player because they're so deep. They're so deep. If they was up maybe 5 yards, then with his left foot, he can put it into an area. But he's a quality player. But I'd look to go across to that far corner to see if there's a rebound or a ricochet that comes along.
Will they loft it, bearing in mind the height, or go straight for goal? Now Mamouche. Into the danger area. And Egypt strike first in the biggest game of their lives. Ashour. Goal for Egypt and the 250th goal of this FIFA World Cup finals.
Yeah, they keep the ball alive, bounces around, but just look at him drift into that area. He's not picked up, and he's clearly onside as the ball's delivered. He's coming onto the ball, which gives him the momentum and the power to put that into the back of net. And that billionaire strut that we've seen with Colin McGregor, we're seeing it now in the World Cup. What a header. His timing at perfection. He heads it low and down. He doesn't go back. He would have been proud of that goal.
Well, that's only the second ever goal for his country scored by Ashour. The first one was a huge one against Belgium as well. He has a real sense of occasion.
And for Australia, they'd be hugely disappointed to concede a goal from a cross, maybe a shot from outside, maybe combination. We speak about the height, but if the ball is at the highest level and then the timing of the run is there as well. And I said he was a player. He's got great enthusiasm for the game. And as we've seen in this World Cup, I mean, look at him smiling. He's just calming himself down at the moment because what a start that is for him and his team and the nation.
Now Australia need to do something that they haven't done for 3 weeks, and that is score a goal. Chikati with a long throw. A strike from Metcalf. Oof.
There is panic, though, you know, just by that ball, and it was brought up in the press conference 5-6 times about the crosses, the second ball, the physical side of the game. They dealt with it really well, Egypt against New Zealand, but it bounces around, the bodies are there, and he just drags his shot wide. And when you've had that type of goal, you're always vulnerable because you think, you take a sigh and think, yeah, we've done it. No, you've got to be alert, you've got to be switched on.
Aidan O'Neill, who turns 28 tomorrow, the same day as his head coach turns 53. Will they be packing their bags? And there he is, Tony Popovic, first man to play in and lead his nation to a World Cup in Australia.
They won't panic. You know, they would expect in a game that's going to be flows. I mean, we've seen that, you know, with games with Croatia and Portugal last night. You think it's over. No, it's not. Then the goal gets disallowed. There's so much going on in this tournament.
Warren, if it was a goal scored in the 94th minute, it still would be nowhere near over in this tournament. Such is the nature of it. It has been exciting.
Oh, it's been a fabulous. Well, you know, the figures with nearly 32 million people watching the US game at their peak.
Mamouche for Egypt, looking to turn the screw here. Mamouche against Suter.
What a block. Well, a big Leicester player puts his chest in the way, but you could just sense the danger. Mamouche always want to come inside. Just keep hold of the ball now, Australia. Just don't try and force anything. You just need to maybe clear your heads.
Aaron Kunda looking to use his pace.
He's got to go down the side. If you go down the middle with the two centre-halves, they're going to deal with that. Take defenders into areas they don't want to go. Run him in the channels. You might get a throw-in. You might even get the ball or get a corner.
And he has the support of Volpato, who's a tricky, clever footballer. New to this side, but brought in because of His talent, formerly of Roma. His mentor being Francesco Totti, that's not bad. He played under Mourinho, who gave him his debut there. Now Valpato.
But the wing-backs for Australia have to make a decision because the wide players for Egypt are tucking in, and that's allowing Egypt to have so much space in their fullbacks, so they can have the ball and pop it around. Both fullbacks for Egypt stay really wide. So as a wing-back, I've got to make a decision. Do I pick the attacker up, or do I go and pick the wide player, the fullback?
Just 2 places separating these sides in the FIFA World Rankings. Australia, 27th in the world. Egypt, 29th. This would be the first ever knockout victory for Egypt, were they to see this through ultimately in their 4th World Cup. Can't remember them in 1934, but they did play straight in the group stage then, straight into a 16-team knockout phase when they lost to Hungary and then didn't qualify again until 1990. Recall they lost to a Mark Wright header against England when they finished bottom of the group. Also finished bottom of the group in 2018 and didn't qualify 4 years ago in Qatar. So this would be enormous for them. Iran Kunda, the Watford man, looking to turn and run. Irvine over the top. Boss. And they're claiming the corner. They're not going to get it.
Again, a little ricochet, could have been one off the hand. That's what maybe Boss was asking for as well. And Jackie, that must play into your mind that, you know, it's been 3 weeks since you've scored a goal, you know, for Australia. You know, I know you come into games positive. I thought the US was excellent against Australia at the start of the game. They was on the front foot, and Australia, as good as they was against Turkey, they couldn't manage the energy and the quality that the US was playing. And then at the end, the last game was a little bit of making sure we don't get beat. So then to go into a game where it's a knockout situation, it's a difficult mindset to have because you've been used to the last 2 games just to grind out and maybe not create the chances that you would like.
Yeah, 2-0 defeat against the United States on the 21st of June in Seattle. And then a goalless draw, which frankly suited both sides. Not a classic in Santa Clara 7 days ago, so they've each had a full week since the last game. Egypt having drawn with Belgium with that Ashur fabulous goal. He scored again here. And then beating New Zealand for their first ever World Cup finals win, and that super dramatic draw, the 1-1 draw with Egypt in Seattle. Oh my goodness, we were doing another game when we turned to the screen to watch the end of that one, when poor Iran thought they'd done enough to go through. No,
I think that just sums up the tournament. We had that same feeling last night with Croatia and Ronaldo.
Swept forwards, first time by Fatih, and they could be in here. And they're scrambling. Oh, what an opportunity. Oh, the flag's gone up anyway.
That's what they do, though. They play on the edge of a back line because although they play 5, they're quite high and there's no pressure on the ball. A little flick around the corner. They have to let the game go out, the officials. But even then, he's touched this one here. He's just stretching as he's going down and pulls it wide, but the flag has gone up. But we've said with Australia, they do have a high line, and if there's no pressure on the ball, you've got to have a tendency as a defender to drop off just as about the player's going to put his head down.
Argentina coming up next today. Lionel Messi facing Cape Verde. That's live in Miami. Coverage starting 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific here on Fox. John and Stu will be calling that game for you, and the winner will know by then who they would face in the next round. It'll be the winner of this game. Golden Boot race, absolutely fascinating in this tournament. Some massive names in there. Now here come the Aussies. I'm sure the goal scorer conceding the corner.
But now just cross it. You know, they're the times he's trying to whip the ball in, but we've seen how well Egypt players work, the wide players come back and hustle and close off areas. And frankly, with Australia, they've not really shown enough going into the final third. This could be an area where you can maybe attack the ball. There's a big line of Australian players there. They're obviously figuring out where it's going, where someone needs to go round the back. Someone will take people near post.
Christian Volpato did that swing out of play under Harrington. A couple of corners now that have been disappointing for the Aussies.
Yeah, I think it's down to a little bit of nerves to the game. You know, what an occasion it is for these players. I mean, he's 18 years of age, plays for Colorado Rapids, and all of a sudden he's playing against Mo Salah. So from that point of view, they just need to maybe use this time now, Jackie, just to clear their heads and refocus. But what a finish.
Imam Ashur with the only goal of the game so far. It's for Egypt. We'll be back in a moment.
This is Lele Pons from Suite 305 with Lele Pons. Game day at my house is chaos, but like in a fun way. The TV's ready, the remotes are ready, the kids' stores are going off, and somehow everybody needs batteries at the exact same time. That's why I keep Duracell stocked. And Duracell just released limited edition Duracell and Messi battery packs. The design is inspired by Messi's iconic left leg tattoo, so every battery feels like it comes with an extra kick. From the TV remote to automatic corkscrew, Duracell keeps us game day ready. Duracell double and AAA batteries are the only ones built different with power boost ingredients for long-lasting performance you can trust. Find the limited edition Duracell and Messi batteries in stores at Lowe's and Walmart or on Amazon.
FIFA World Cup takes the global stage from June 11th through July 19th on Fox 1, the official English streaming platform of FIFA World Cup 2026. Stream all 104 matches live and get closer to the action with a personalized viewing experience built around you. Choose up to 4 streams with multi-view, catch highlights before jumping into the action, get live stats in real time, and replay key plays instantly. Experience the FIFA World Cup live on Fox 1. Watch 3 days free. For details, visit Fox.com. Offers are subject to change. See Fox 1 for complete terms and conditions.
Upgrade your FIFA World Cup 2026 viewing experience. Build it like Beckham from the living room to the lawn with the Home Depot. Create a box seating experience with flowers for pops of color surrounding your pitch, the smell of grilled favorites, and a freshly painted fence sporting your team's colors. Fast free delivery is your home field advantage with charcoal, string lights, or whatever the game calls for right to your door. A clean assist. Build it like Beckham for match day. The Home Depot, official FIFA World Cup 2026 supporter. Subject to availability.
It's the final day of the round of 32 here at the FIFA World Cup. Egypt are a goal to the good against Australia. Egypt ranked a couple of places below Australia in the world rankings, and a huge team talk here during the hydration break for Tony Popovic.
Yeah, I love that idea, Roy. They can now get to their players, and you just look at the faces of Australia. They need a bit of guidance. You know, do we push forward? Do we try and force the game? And does that leave us open? And then Hassan, the other coach, who's vastly experienced, talking majority to his forwards about maybe showing them inside when they can press. So using this time wisely to get the instructions over. It's hard to do that when there's 70,000 people screaming and shouting. So utilising this time to get their point across, make sure they understand, and this is then the second phase of the game, is making sure that if we can get another goal, but what we don't want to do, Egypt, is concede free kicks, concede corners, where they're obviously very strong, Australia, but take nothing away when they go forward. Marmoush is a player that is clever enough not to go up against the back line. He's going to run into corners. One of my favourite actors just come on there.
Samuel L. Jackson. What a legend he is. This guy will go down as a legend after scoring 2 goals here at the World Cup for Egypt. Imam Ashur, most of these players play in their home country. One for the future.
5 from the same club as well, so they have that club mentality. And they all stick together and they all understand the traits that they have, and that's what can help you go through the knockout stage, understanding your traits you do as a defender, as you do as an attacker.
5 of the starting lineup play for Al Ahly, including the scorer Ashur. Just wonder, Warren, a real talking point has been the striker situation for Australia. They don't have a nailed-on number 9 to start. Mo Toure has had his injury problems. Plays in the second tier in England, as does Nestri Irankunda, who scored against Turkey. Connor Metcalf with the other goal there, but it's 3.5 hours of playing time since Australia last scored a goal.
I'd play them together. I'd put Joy down the middle, slide him across on that left-hand line, because it worked perfectly against Turkey. They had the foundation in midfield, experienced players that are going to cover O'Neill, Metcalf, then players do that, and then allow the two players to cheat a little bit and stay in them areas where they can cause them problems.
Now here's Metcalf, one of those scorers in Vancouver. That was a goal on the break.
But also, because of the fear of the pace, they dropped off, and that's why he had that little bit of space. They haven't got into the game yet, Australia. I think they can't figure it out where they've got to press, how they're going to go into the team, and then the goal has obviously given them a little bit of a knockback, but that's fine. You know, that's as players, a young group of players. Are we one of the youngest squad of players in this knockout stage still?
Yeah, there's 4.5 years in terms of the average age difference between the two starting lineups.
And Clarence Seedorf has said that.
Australia been younger, by the way.
Has said that. You know, the experience shows. You know, the players that have been there, seen it, done it. Particularly in these type of environments, they've seen games, they've seen people get knocked out.
Here's Marwan filling in today for the suspended Lachine after picking up a couple of yellow cards in the group stage. Single yellows wiped after the group stage, but if you picked up 2, then you're missing for the next game. Get wiped again after the quarterfinals, the single ones. Zico. Mo Salah. We've seen so many Salah Liverpool shirts here, haven't we? Although he's left the club now, pursuing other opportunities, possibly going to Saudi Arabia. Who knows? But he picked up a hamstring injury, his left hamstring, in April for Liverpool. And it's apparently the same hamstring that he felt in the last game against Iran. He has started here. Probably in the back of his mind, I wonder.
Well, you said on the part, did you say there's 6-7 days in between? That's quite a length of time, 7 days to recover over that hamstring injury. You see with Christian Pulisic, they had that calf injury. He was back, he looked fine playing the games, and Mo Salah's one of them players that you need him. He just gives you a presence, he gives you an outlet, and also he takes his mind away from other people. He's a former Arsenal player, and Nanny as well. He'll be proud of his nation, how they're doing, going out there. He was a good player for Arsenal. Doesn't look any different, actually.
And Marmouche chasing this one down. This is the stadium, by the way, where Spain and Portugal will be going head-to-head on Monday night.
Did you see Ronaldo's face when they said about that? He sort of had a look about, he can't wait for that game. You know, I think there's a little bit of animosity with one or two of their players, particularly a young player on that right-hand side, Lamine Yamal, who's starting to get some form, and there's no surprise by him getting fitter. They're starting to click, and it was a much-needed performance that they did against Ravrennik's team.
There won't be an empty seat here on Monday night, my goodness. It is a very distinctive stadium with the enormous screens right in front of us.
Well, there won't be. There he is, my man. What a legend.
Samuel L. Jackson taking in a bit of football, soccer.
In Mexico City, that's a game that I will be getting down nice and early and getting ready for that game.
You wear your England shirts? Have you got any old ones left?
I've got a few. They don't fit, but I've got a few. Might be a bit snug.
I went to downtown Dallas the other day and saw a Gascoigne England shirt on sale for $450. Well, Irankunda wiped out there, and that is a free kick to Australia. Hasn't really used his pace as yet to any kind of damaging effect as far as Egypt are concerned.
But also as well, he's not a player that wants to play down there. He likes to play off of people a little bit wider. So you're asking him to do a job that he's not used to. That's what he wants to do. He wants to work the channels, get them behind, make defenders make decisions. Maybe a little bit of this is the contact, but also not to pick up a yellow card, because that's a tackle that you would think the referee would come across. But he does look like he's in a lot of pain.
Mohamed Haney, the right back, We could do without any other absences, without the previous central defender in the last game who's injured as well.
Well, he's one of the players
Abdelmonem.
that's played every minute, so they haven't had to come someone in and use him as well. Looking along the line, he just gets outfoxed by a quicker player.
It was really unfortunate to score that own goal against Belgium in that 1-1 draw, very much forced by the presence of Romelu Lukaku, who'd only just come off the bench seconds earlier.
It just shows you, what we've seen, just cross the ball into areas, couple of ricochets here and there. The USA obviously got one earlier on against Paraguay. That gives you a bit of relief. There's been own goals with you said, Lukaku putting you under pressure. It looks like if it is a contact that he should be okay, but it might be a bit of a dead leg. We don't know, but he'll have to stay off the field. And this is, again, I repeat myself, an area that they can take these chances.
Well, the set pieces haven't been great so far. A couple of corners, missed opportunities really in terms of the delivery. And we reiterate the height they have. The three central defenders over 6'3", plus the likes of Jackson Irvine, who's 6'2". What about this delivery? And Irvine is in there. And Chikati just couldn't get hold of it.
Yeah, just couldn't dip his shoulder enough to get it down. But there is a little bit of panic, and it wasn't particularly, again, you get another good delivery, but you've got the bodies flying in. There's Irvine making sure the second ball bobbles around. There's two Egyptian players down and just couldn't quite dip his right shoulder to get it on target. Comfortable in the end.
And it's been made very clear to me in the press conference yesterday, talking to some of the Egyptian journalists, that this is by far the best team they've ever had, in their opinion, and by far the biggest game they've ever played as well. An opportunity to win a first ever knockout match at a World Cup. Having finished bottom of their group in the previous two.
If you need another reminder, there's the US game. And I agree with Landon Donovan, what he said. I think the Belgium actually suit the way I watched them play. I think they've got technical ability, there's no doubt about that, but I think the way that they set up will help the US. The biggest thing for Pochettino now, who's going to play up front? That's a dilemma why he gets paid the money. There's never a red card, but you have to adjust now. You have to see what you've got.
Now here's Behic, a veteran. Retrieved by Boss. Now Volpato. Oh, a lovely little ball around the corner looking for Boss, who's now out of position. Volpato.
Egypt had just got into that situation when they got the goal and they was on the front foot. They backed off and allowed the opposition to start having some joy in the ball. And now it's hard to get that second gear, third gear to start going forward, because there's no doubt if they lift the tempo and the pace, Egypt can cause Australia lots of problems in the final third.
Chikati with a long throw looking for Irvine. Harrington with a height. Irankunda looking to turn. Oh, and that's a shot on target with any kind of venom from Behic.
Yeah, they're plugging away, they're grinding, they're chipping away. It's not vintage soccer by a long way, but there's bodies, there's panic station, there's effort. Do not disappoint the opposition. If they fear you, and all the conversation in the press conference was about the physical side, the corners, the set piece, well, go and do it. Go and put them under pressure. And just by throwing the ball in, okay, they've had 7 attempts, very tame attempts, but one's on target. But you're starting to ask questions and you're starting to put a doubt in their mind.
And have experience in the likes of Behic, playing his third World Cup. He's falling behind the pecking order to Boss, but now he's being forced to play on the right due to Jacob Italiano's injury that's meant that he's sent home. Well, it's a loose one. Salah looking to pick it up.
And I say, well, Egypt need to pick it up, because at the moment they haven't got any rhythm. The first 7-8 minutes when the game started, thought, wow, this could maybe get out of hand a little bit. But we spoke about it, Jackie. We've said about the Australians. They are not going to give up, and they are not going to go down.
Irankunda. We should be alert to the danger.
Yeah, good starting position by the goalkeeper, but that's him. Little balls down the side, let it bounce, put some doubt. Look at that little run in behind. Maybe could have been more to the his right-hand side so he can let the ball run, but they are petrified with his pace. I just know as a defender, the last thing I want to do is face my own goal.
Only 20 years of age, Nestor Irankunda, the Watford man in the English Championship, though he's been linked with a £10 million move to Hull City, freshly promoted. Volpato's a little pull back by the left back that we could see from up here. And so too, Sam Hassan could see it right in front of him.
And there's a sign of Australia getting comfortable, getting confident, you know, doing little pirouettes, little stopping the ball, coming round. They've grown into the game where you thought with Egypt, they got the goal. Are they going to go on the ascendancy? Are they going to be the team to put it away? And we've seen in this competition, particularly in the knockout stage, while it's still 1-0, it's a dangerous game to play.
One thing these Aussies have, grit, determination in abundance. And Boss won a corner.
Every Australian I know, whether it's rugby, cricket, their football or soccer, they put everything into it. They don't go down without a fight.
Tennis, swimming.
Yeah,
they're brilliant at most sports.
I was going to say, yeah, they're not bad at any of the sports as well.
Rugby league, rugby union, my goodness. They love their soccer as well. Volpato's corner. It's away by Rabia.
Just looking at Mo Salah there, he didn't go 100%, did he? He just eased up. I'm no trainer, no physio, but it wasn't that blistering pace, and we know he's not the Mo Salah that he was. He's 34 years of age and 120 caps.
And also physically, your muscles are different when you're that age, aren't they? And so if you've got that kind of concern in the back of your mind, you will have played, no doubt, with niggles, but when it's a hamstring...
Yeah, you are conscious of that, and that was a big part of his game, being explosive.
Interesting, Behic on the right-hand side now. Jordi Boss on his favoured left. They're both left-sided. Interesting to see whether it changes or whether it stays like that. We haven't seen so much of Salah as yet, but we all know it only takes a moment for that legend of the game to come to life. One opportunity. Marwan looking to set them playing now.
Yeah, there's her outlet, the fullbacks.
Here's Haney. He's okay after that injury a few moments ago.
Just at the bottom of the screen, and the coach is telling him to get the ball wide. He's jumping up and down in his technical. He's not happy that they're playing at walking pace, because you can't at any level just switch it on and off. They're not that type of team. They're not France, they're not Argentina, they're not a team that can slow it down.
Well, Jordi Boss has been penalised here. He's wondering what for. The goal scorer short.
Well, he's put his arm out to block him, and maybe he's run into his elbow. You know they're coming, so you just block them off. You just put your arm out and he's run into it. No decision. You know they're coming as a fullback. I've been there. You just put your arm out and hopefully they run into it. But the referee sees this as a free kick.
It's a big opportunity for Egypt. They scored from one. And the second attempt, Ashur with a header.
There's a lot of the fans here earlier. I was here like 4 hours before, and they was coming along doing a parade. You'd think with the left foot.
That's a familiar sight. Mohamed Salah. And the Australian defence will be on red alert here. There's a Uruguayan referee, Gustavo Tejera. Intervenes. Ashur leaving it for Salah. Marwan into the danger area. Now here's Marmouche. And Boss with the clearance.
Well marshalled again. Australia, the flag goes up for offside. I like the way that Egypt are trying to improvise a little bit with their set pieces. They know if they just throw it in, it's not going to It's going to come flying back, so they're trying to improvise and get a better angle as they did for the goal when it come out second time. Good delivery. Australia wasn't picking up at the far post. But after that, Jackie, I think Australia will be happy, you know. Popovic, the coach, they've maybe tweaked it here and there. Can they get a little bit more support to the forward?
I don't think he'll change it at half-time in terms of Mo Toure coming on, with a bit more height, more of a career centre-forward specialist.
Yeah, I would as a player. I would bring him on because, again, that natural pacing behind, the understanding that they have, and give him a little bit more support.
Iran Kunda desperate to turn and run at this Egyptian defence. He might get a chance as it gone out.
You know, do you take Irvine off? Do you need two, like Irvine, Metcalf, O'Neill? Do you need three similar players? I'd say no. I'd say slop in a little bit. We'll go three up front and we're going to put them under pressure because they've shown vulnerability that they don't want to run in behind. They don't want to ask questions. If it's in front of them, they're happy.
Well, Irvine and Metcalf used to playing together in the German Bundesliga. They've both just been relegated with St. Pauli. Wonder whether the energy and running power of Metcalf might possibly be sacrificed for Iran Kunda, maybe dropping into that kind of role, and then Toure playing more centrally up front and asking questions of the central defenders.
That's what I would do, Jackie. I would take one of my midfield players that are very similar in what they do, but he's the man that makes the call. He hasn't had the same lineup since his tenure that he's been there. But we're looking at Pochettino. What's he going to do as a striker? What's he going to adjust there? That's why they get the money. That's why they're there.
Two very highly respected head coaches in the technical areas today. The legendary Hossam Hassan, all-time leading goal scorer for Egypt.
He was a gentleman, wasn't he, in the press conference, the way he spoke to journalists, and plenty of time. I thought he was really impressed me.
He turns 60 next month. Also was the AFCON winning captain at the age of 40. Won it with them 3 times. So a real legend of the game and very highly regarded by the supporters. Coming up, by the way, the Bank of America halftime show on Fox. We've got Jules with Javier Hernandez, Clarence Seedorf and Landon Donovan. Just thought Iran Kunda was going to turn and run then.
But again, that shows you, look at the start, the momentum that they had. Egypt, you think at the beginning they got there, but they've allowed Australia just to have little periods, not sustained periods, but little periods to get in the game and get some momentum. And that's given them confidence and belief. When you have a team that are vulnerable, you've got to take that chance and put them down.
The next goal could be pivotal in this last 32 tie. The winner will meet the winner of the Argentina-Cape Verde game, which is coming up next on Fox. That's from Miami. Now Irvine in towards O'Neill, who was he caught late. On we go for now. And Berhich with the interception, now looking for a runner.
They don't force it. You know, they work so hard to get it, and then he's looking to hit a killer ball. Just a 5-yard pass, just to keep the ball moving. O'Neill does a great job. You know, he really does.
I'll tell you what, he did a great job in the press conference yesterday, giving absolutely nothing away. He's a press officer's dream. He said literally nothing. Well, we have a minimum of 5 minutes to be added on here in Dallas, under the roof, in the climate-controlled conditions. 94 degrees it is outside.
It's a magnificent stadium. I've been lucky enough to go and visit, whether it's in Philly or Foxborough, but this is wonderful.
Oh, lovely play by Shaw. Now, if this comes to something, we'll be watching that back a few times. Mamouche. Here is again the Manchester City man. Marwan. Mo Salah on the end of that with his head, but he was up against the height of Harrington.
Yeah, he did well. 18-yard, went with the run. But that, I think, why don't you do that more? As soon as they lift the tempo, they get in, they create a chance. It's a dangerous game. If you think you can see the game out with a team like this that are not going to give up, that is a set piece, that they will make changes. They've got players that can influence the game.
Here's Volpato. He can influence the game, all right. Is he going to go for goal?
He'll be disappointed because he tried to shape it with that left foot, but just got the end of it. You can see here, just got the end of his foot. Instead of trying to curl it, like a certain David Beckham would do, or someone with their left foot, a Messi would just get his foot around it so it curls in there. That one just gets off the end of his toe and it goes away. But little signs, and look at the frustration. This is a team that are winning 1-0. You know, they're winning, but he wants them to play. He wants them to express themselves. And so do probably 30,000 Egyptian fans that have come to see him.
Kickoff. Big Harry Souttar, one of 2 Aberdeen-born players in the squad. Overlooked initially by Scotland. Said thank you very much to Australia, and how Scotland could have done with him, I think it's fair to say. Very much lacking in central defence. But Scotland's loss is Australia's gain. Metcalf. Now Irvine. Is there something for Australia here in stoppage time at the end of the first half? Chikati looking for Behic. Thrown back in towards Irankunda. Rabia. Made the final touch before the keeper.
They are not comfortable with deliveries. You know, and again, they haven't got huge height in the final third, Australia, so keep putting the ball in. They're not comfortable with the ball being played in. And whether you have a striker that's maybe got a little bit more physical presence.
Even if he doesn't change personnel at half-time, Warren, what do you think Tony Popovic will want to tweak tactically from this Australia side?
Instead of playing the ball down the middle, go down the sides. You've either got your wing-backs or you've got your centre-forward that loves to run in them areas. If it's in front of the back four of Egypt, they will deal with it. Turn around, let them face their goal. Again, it's not a long kick in the corner. It's a service ball into an area where I know defenders don't want to go. And for Egypt's point of view, is lift the tempo. Lift it, because you've got into a rhythm in the game that is slow, it's pedestrian. You're letting the opposition pass the ball. I mean, he's got 3 seconds there to find a pass.
Here's Boss. Now O'Neill. Volpato. Irvine trying to nudge it forward to somebody.
I mean, that's 2 clearances. They've just hoofed it up in the air. It's nearly hit the big screen here at Dallas. You know, they've got to show a little bit more composure on the ball. They need half-time, Egypt.
Oh, that's late on Boss. As Irankunda comes across. And Leon says the referee is Boss is still down in a crumpled heap. Now Volpato. He's going for the far post again. Calmly done by Mamouche. His Boss is still down on the ground. They don't have to put it out, of course. Harrington. Now here's O'Neill. Surrounded by red shirts. O'Neill has Behic.
Yeah, just keep it though. Keep your momentum, keep your discipline, and keep just trying to find a gold shirt and just keep the ball moving.
In the next 20 seconds before the break, as the Boss is really unhappy, as are, well, finally it's put out. It's only a head injury you have to put the ball, or you have to stop play for, rather. Well, they wanted a free kick for that.
The problem now that will happen, I mean, there's a tackle as he goes in, crunching tackle as he feels it. The referee played advantage, and rightly so. You can see he's coming. It's a collision, it's a tackle, it's just part and parcel of the game.
Well, he's one of the players they really cannot be without Australia if they're to get back into this game. His pace up and down the right flank, although he's usually a left-sided player, but he's a real quality player in their ranks. And there is the half-time whistle as Jordi Boss continues to receive treatment, and that is a headache for Tony Popovic, and they've got to find a way back into this game. Half-time analysis coming up, 1-0 to Egypt at half-time, Jules.
Thank you, Jackie and Warren. So only 3 places in the round of 16 remain up for grabs. Egypt and Australia are after one of them, but it's Egypt with the 1-0 lead at half-time. Coming up, we'll have highlights from the first half with Javier Landon and Clarence. Plus, we'll look ahead to the upcoming US knockout match with Belgium.
iHeartRadio presents Stuff You Should Know.
Caffeine can be really good for you and help a lot of things, and caffeine can be kind of bad for you.
It's a drug, and in its pure form, Chuck,
Yeah.
it is a bitter-tasting crystalline powder.
Naturally, it's in the coffee bean and in chocolate and tea, but it's also added artificially in things like soda. Your body is enjoying the caffeine. It's blocking that adenosine. You're going to feel alert and awake. It's got that adrenaline going, and it's rewarding you with the dopamine. I mentioned the vicious cycle, the inevitable crash,
right?
Like any stimulant drug, and you want more of it. Eventually, it's going to affect your sleep patterns. All right, how about some health benefits?
Right.
They found everything from not develop Parkinson's disease to dropping your risk of various cancers.
Well, coffee actually is shown to reduce your risk of diabetes.
4 cups a day, 50% less chance of mouth and throat cancer.
You should eat more grapefruit because grapefruit contains something called Narragin or Narragin, and it actually slows the removal of caffeine from your brain.
Okay.
So you enjoy its effects longer.
Nice.
Yeah.
For the entire caffeine episode and everything else in the Stuff You Should Know universe, open the free iHeart app, search Stuff, and listen now.
The free iHeartRadio app is #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Discover a new podcast from our library of over 350,000 titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
Here's something pretty disturbing I discovered while researching this podcast. This is what it actually says on the Los Angeles Police Department website. The site states that the Adult Missing Persons Unit investigates 3,200 cases a month, and 70% of those missing people are found or returned voluntarily within 2 or 3 days. It goes on to explain, and I quote here, since being a missing person is not a crime, police are given a very limited role while conducting these types of investigations. At the bottom of the webpage, it gets more disturbing. There's a section titled, What If They Never Returned? And here's the official police advice. In such situations, you may want to enlist the services of a private investigator to assist in your search. If you can't afford a PI, the police elaborate, quote, another option would be to contact the Salvation Army, which has a missing persons locator program. There is not a single sentence on the LAPD website that would lead a loved one of a missing person to have any faith that the police would properly investigate it. What the LAPD is basically saying is, if someone you love goes missing, don't overreact. They'll probably turn up unless they don't, in which case you should get someone besides the police to look into it. All this is my way of saying, if the police took missing persons cases as seriously as they do, say, bank robberies, I wouldn't have had to do this podcast in the first place and end up chasing a violent criminal halfway around the country. I'm Neil Strauss, and you can hear the full story of To Live and Die in LA.
Listen and follow this podcast for free on the iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
The FIFA World Cup 2026 halftime show on Fox is presented by Bank of America.
In Dallas today, Emam Ashour's second goal of this World Cup has Egypt ahead of Australia 1-0 at the break. Egypt trying to reach a World Cup round of 16 for the first time since 1934. And just take a look at how they reacted to Ashour's goal back home in Cairo. Amazing celebrations. Those fans have never seen an Egypt victory in the World Cup knockout round, and they are eager to see one today. Jules Breach here in the studio alongside Javier Hernandez, Landon Donovan and Clarence Seedorf. Australia and Egypt both looking to grab a spot in the round of 16 today. It's Egypt that have the lead, Landon. What have you made of that first half?
Yeah, Egypt had the lead, but Australia got off to the quicker start. You see this ball fall to Valpardo in the middle of the field. And as we get another look at it, you'll see it, Javier, we were just talking about it. It's just set up perfectly for him. Great
That any
contact.
bounce before.
Just nicked off the crossbar. Oh, he wanted that.
Yes, and the 13th minute, the goal came with that set piece with Salah and Ashour with taking the shot. No one marked him. And then Karim Hafez with a great cross. We're going to see it here. And then Ashour, a great header in the short post. And then the celebration, the celebration, the Conor McGregor celebration. No one pushed him this time. But yeah, we can see here an amazing cross and a great header for Egypt. We'll see here.
His second goal at this World Cup.
Yeah, it's not easy.
There's the celebration, Javier.
There is the celebration. the Conor McGregor celebration, and then Egypt 1-0 at halftime.
A great moment for him getting that early goal. He scored early in both of his World Cup goals so far, Clarence. What did you like about the goal?
Well, the fact that he used the fact that the ball went out to the other part of the pitch. Second balls after corner kicks or after any set pieces is always very dangerous. You can see it here. He takes the shot, deflected, goes out, but look at him. He's staying right there, invisible for all the defenders at that point. You can actually not blame nobody at that point. And then a perfect delivery and even better header. These are the moments where you really want to have all your men in your own box to make sure that you have more eyes, because the moment the ball goes to the left, anything happening in your back is very dangerous and difficult to mark.
It's a tricky moment to deal with because as a defender, you do the first part, and now it's just chaos everywhere. And I think it was Harrington who just keeps him onside. Unfortunate for him, but great goal.
Yeah. Okay, coming up the second half very shortly, and the winner of Australia and Egypt will face Argentina or Cape Verde. That's our next match coming up on Fox. The defending champions taking on the smallest country ever to reach the World Cup knockout round.
This is Lele Pons from Suite 305 with Lele Pons. Game day at my house, it's chaos, but like in a fun way. The TV's ready, the remotes are ready, the kids' stores are going off, and somehow everybody needs batteries at the exact same time. That's why I keep Duracell stocked. And Duracell just released limited edition Duracell and Messi battery packs. The design is inspired by Messi's iconic left leg tattoo. So every battery feels like it comes with an extra kick. From the TV remote to automatic corkscrew, Duracell keeps us game day ready. Duracell double and AAA batteries are the only ones built different with power boost ingredients for long-lasting performance you can trust. Find the limited edition Duracell and Messi batteries in stores at Lowe's and Walmart or on Amazon.
You've got to try the new TikTok diet.
Just ask Chat.
I just take blue-green algae.
You just have to eat kale. Kale, kale, kale.
I read you should put butter in your coffee.
Or you could trust your gut. When it comes to your energy, digestion, and overall health, how do you know what's actually right for you? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to show what's going on inside you right now. Not trends, not guesses, your biology. With your results, Viome gives you clear, personalized, actionable guidance. Which foods help you, which ones don't, and which supplements your body actually can benefit from. All based on the world's largest gut health databases and thousands of clinical research studies. Many people who use Viome report better digestion, more energy, and an improved mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing.
And maybe still eat the kale?
Maybe. Learn more at Viome.com. V as in Victor, IOME.com. Viome. Trust your gut.
And eat everything blue.
No, thank you.
An upper corner shot's just deflected by the goalie. It's a corner kick. Wow! Incredible!
Beautiful shot!
No, that fan earned 2% cash rewards buying Pulisic merch.
They're using the Active Cash Visa credit card from Wells Fargo, which scores unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases.
Scoring 2% more. Wonder what that's like.
Oh, it's like...
Score off the field with the Active Cash Visa credit card from Wells Fargo. Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/activecash. Visa, worldwide partner of FIFA World Cup 26.
Impressive.
You've got a big day. So you use Unstoppable scent boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppables beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
The striker goes inside. He shoots. Can I get a Heineken, please? Give me a hug. Oh, what a goal. Can you believe it?
Here you go, sir. Your Heineken.
Sorry. Can I get another one for... Wait, what's your name again?
Tom. I'm Tom.
Nice to meet you, Tom. Another Heineken for Tom, please.
Heineken, official beer of soccer. Fans have more friends.
Welcome to Huntington Bank. We're new here, but we've been around since 1866.
Wow, that's a long time.
Long enough to know that insightful bankers, great products, and customer service make a big difference. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Well, we are all looking forward to Monday night when the US will battle Belgium in a round of 16 clash in Seattle. Tonight, the team will be at the Mariners game where head coach Mauricio Pochettino will throw out the ceremonial first pitch. Jenny Taft asked US midfielder Tyler Adams about it.
Last thing, I know you're going to the Mariners game. Mauricio, throwing out the first pitch. What do you think? Is he going to be good? What do you expect?
I don't want to say too much, but I don't think baseball's a popular sport in Argentina, so we're going to see.
That's pretty harsh, isn't it? Here is Mauricio Pochettino practicing earlier on today. I suppose these are the kind of challenges they don't tell you about when you sign up to be the coach of the US team. Meanwhile, later today in Miami, Argentina fans will get to see their side back out on the pitch. They'll begin their knockout journey in the round of 32 against upset-minded Cape Verde. Great atmosphere already there. And don't forget our star player cam, where the camera focuses on key players all game long. It's available live on Fox Sports TikTok and YouTube channels. Today, you can follow Mo Salah, Lionel Messi and Luis Diaz. Pretty cool. We've got 2 more round of 32 matches still ahead today on Fox. Messi and Argentina taking on Cape Verde in that David versus Goliath contest in Miami, followed by Colombia facing Ghana in Kansas City. Here is the moment of the half, sponsored by Bank of America. Emam Ashur's header, it came in the 13th minute, and it's given Egypt a 1-0 lead over Australia. That's the score at halftime. We'll take you back out to Dallas for the second half next.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
It's America's 250th, but you deserve some presents too. Simon Malls, Mills, and premium outlets have can't-miss sales July 3rd to 5th. Join Simon Plus, our new rewards program, for free and get 2.5 times the points, in addition to extra savings, cashback, and offers that also work at shopsimon.com. Grab the fam, head to a Simon Center, and make it a day for the books. It's a celebration thing. Sign up today at simonplus.com. Rewards program terms apply. See simonplus.com for details.
Payroll's running, 401k added. So simple. Who the? Hey there, I'm you with Gusto Payroll. You look so relaxed. Sure, payroll's done. Compliance is covered and even signed the new lease. Love this for me.
Doc, am I seeing double?
Just me with more gusto. Get crystal clear payroll, benefits, and HR so you can double down on your business. Choose the future with Gusto.
You're great at protecting your data, but lots of places could still expose you to identity theft.
I thought it was safe.
If that happens, LifeLock gives you a US-based restoration agent who will stick by your side from start to finish. Phone calls, filing documentation, preparing insurance claims, your agent handles it all. In fact, we're so confident restoration is guaranteed or your money back. Isn't it nice to have someone like that on your side? Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Vacation voucher not available in Oregon.
FIFA World Cup 2026 on Fox is presented by the Home Depot.
Egypt lead Australia by 1-0 heading into the second half. This was actually at the end of the first half. Jordan Boss barely being able to walk off the pitch. They're being helped off by some of the trainers. He's off, and Kai Truan is coming on. Landon, how does that change things for Australia?
It changes a lot. He's a big player for them, big part of the defense. So can Egypt capitalize? We'll find out. But that's a big deal. Also emotionally for Australia, to see your player hurt like that is a big deal. I mean, here's the play. Oh man, his knee.
Oh my God! Hopefully it's nothing that severe, you know.
Yeah, that's a bad moment. Unlucky for him, but yeah, it's a big moment now for the man coming in, Truan.
Yeah. And there is the goal scorer, the man who has Egypt in front, Emam Ashur, with his 13th minute header that's put Egypt ahead in this tie, a place in the round of 16 at stake. Let's get you to the second half then with Jackie and Warren.
Thank you very much, Jules. Yes, a major disappointment for Australia. One of their top quality players, Geordie Boss, being transported down the tunnel. And it is Kai Truan who comes on for his first ever taste of World Cup football. He's been a spectator in the 3 previous matches, and he's just putting himself through his paces as he comes right into the fray. So he will go over to that right wing-back position, as is Behich back to his more favoured left-wing position. And we're back underway under the roof in Dallas. Egypt, a goal to the good after that header from Emam Ashur. Oh, and they're on the attack right from kickoff. Oh, what an opportunity for Omar Mamouche.
Wow, no wonder he's hitting the ground, because you think just pass it in the corner here. He's just leaning back, and he just gets it with his toe. He doesn't get enough quality around it.
And
he's only got to pass that into the back of the corner. Wow, what a chance that is.
He beat the substitute Kai Truan to the ball. He barely had a chance to look around this arena before he was called into action, which was presumably part of the plan, Warren.
Yeah, you would think try and exploit straight away. And good to see Egypt start this second half well. You know, be positive, go forward. They have the quality, they have the players. And it looks like they're targeting that area as well.
Iran Kunda stayed down after that challenge, and now it'll be a free kick for a foul by Zico.
Aaron Kunda's still down, he's still laying down. He looks like he's in a bit of agony as well. Not a good start for Australia. Losing Boss, who's an outstanding player with that left foot, the energy, the pace that he's got. He got carried off. Here's another player. Just as he fell down, and there's a little nudge in the back.
This was a challenge on Iran Kunda. It's maybe the way he fell.
Oh, he landed. I'd expect more of this. It wasn't that type of game. I was expecting more of a physical game and people going in for tackles, but it sort of drifted along the game. And largely parts of Egypt just getting the early goal.
You can tell Christian Volpato gearing up the left foot here, eager to test this goalkeeper. In fact, he's left it. There's big Harry Souttar up for the back, and he wants it again. Here he is, Souttar. And now Irvine leaving it, and Souttar's still up there. And it was Connor Metcalf who got the touch, and now there's a real problem here. Well, the Egypt players are really concerned about the welfare of their teammate. The way he fell and got caught in the Australia sandwich at the far post from that ball in.
They called the medical staff as well, I guess, straight away.
He may well have been
maybe as he's landed,
just caught between those two, but yeah, the way that his head hit the turf.
Yeah. I mean, the medical staff are not really going there too quickly, but you know, the referee did the right thing, stopped it. He said head injury just as he landed. Oh, that's a good sign. That's a really good sign. He's actually up, and you hit it straight away. Like, it's the way he landed, and that's why he's holding the back of his head. Have to be conscious about that, and they've made a big effort over recent years with player safety, concussion, just making sure they're okay. The medical staff are over there looking after the player.
Mohamed Haney, the right back that was affected, but the reaction of his teammates straight away made you concerned for his welfare. And this is a little surprising that he's up straight away and seemingly okay to continue, but the medical staff, they were much closer to the action.
Yeah, it looked like as he just run into him with Metcalf, and then just as he landed, but he seems well enough to get onto it. The medical staff are now behind the goal, just walking around. But I always think it's best for the medical staff to have a look and speak to him, but the head injury is a concern.
Normally a player would have to go off after receiving treatment.
Well, he's doing it now.
Oh, he is,
yeah,
finally.
He's doing it now.
It's a little,
correct.
Little belated there. He has to stay off for a minimum of a minute, regardless of how the incident happened, whose fault it was, any of the above. The idea being to try to restrict the number of players who maybe try to time waste, even if that's clearly not the case here. It is the same rule for everyone. So it's the first break in play after a minute of play has elapsed. The player is allowed back onto the field.
You just wonder with that chance with Mamouche earlier on in the game, they wasn't settled at the back, Australia. You think 2-0, you never know in this tournament because there's been lots of 2-0. That would be a big cushion for Australia to go forward, considering the last time they scored was at the first game. So they've gone 2 games without putting a ball into the back of the net.
Yeah, 2.5 now, haven't they? Didn't score against the United States, didn't score against Paraguay, and now Haney is back on in his right-back position. Hopefully he'll be okay.
Oh, as well, Jackie, against the US, they didn't look like they was going to score either. And that could be, although they're having chances, but have they got that punch to get the ball into the back of the net? Have they got a striker that can do that?
Well, Egypt have so much quality. In fact, they have Mo Salah, who's playing within himself at the moment. Maybe at the back of his mind is that hamstring strain. He doesn't want to necessarily perhaps stretch himself at the moment until the moment comes when he needs to.
Yeah, but just his presence is enough. He doesn't want to play out wide. He lets the 3 players behind him interchange. And that would be my question. Have Australia got enough to pass their way through the team, or is it going to be a set piece? They haven't got going yet, Australia. Maybe they're seeing their player, their star player, Boss, not come out with that injury. He's such an important player to this team, and some nations can't go without that type of player. They've not got the depth.
And Jordi Boss, the Feyenoord wing-back, off injured. Now Volpato, he has the talent. Iran Kunda, now Volpato again. Metcalf's waiting in the centre, still Volpato. And in towards Behic. Now O'Neill. Shaw, the goal scorer, with the challenge. It's a goal kick. Oh no, it's not, it's a throw-in. Well, so many green and gold shirts and red shirts of Egypt here as well in this arena in Dallas. So nervy, and that strike that Omar Mamouche had just from the restart, literally seconds after it, was the first that they had since the 16th minute of the game. And you can understand it, Warren, can't you, psychologically, in the biggest game of any of their lives.
I do, you know, I get that. I understand that you get the goal and then you sit back, but you had a team that was vulnerable that you're playing against, and you had the chance to get 2 and possibly even more in the style of football that they was playing. Egypt was passing the ball around. They looked really dangerous every time they went forward. And then they went back into that slow pedestrian way and allowed the opposition to go forward. You can see now they're a much better team. They press higher up the field. They win the ball. Now, man for man, they've got better players. But we've seen that with Cape Verde that we're going to see later on in the tournament. You know, it doesn't matter what the name on the back of the shirt. If you work together collectively, ask England.
Now Behic. Looking for Iran Kunda. Well, Volpato was screaming for it on the far side. He was desperate for a higher, more lofted ball from Behic. Now here's Harrington, the Colorado Rapids 18-year-old. O'Neill. Now Behic, 35 years of age. One of the players with real World Cup experience. O'Neill, the nice turn away from Zico, and he's won a free kick for Australia.
Well, that's what they want. That's exactly what they want. Can you entice someone into dangle a foot, get a free kick? Everyone from the back pushes up. and just keep banging on the door. Just see if the chances come, because in open play, they haven't looked too dangerous.
Aidan O'Neill of New York City standing over this free kick. His club teammate Kai Truan having come onto the field as well. Reminder, they have so much height to aim for. And what about the delivery this time from O'Neill? O'Neill! And Australia are level! They've taken advantage of the height differential, and that is an enormous equaliser for the Socceroos in Dallas.
Just the presence and the delivery. You ask the question, can you put it in a dangerous area? It doesn't matter who puts it into the back of the net. It's excellent delivery. They're onside when the ball's kicked, and then they just pile in there. It's an own goal. You're looking here as the ball's played in, Jackie, as it's lifted in. The bodies are there. They come along.
And it's another own goal for the right back, Mohamed Haney. He scored one against Belgium. He was under pressure from Lukaku that time. And this time,
it is the being under pressure. They're not sure. Look at him how he's trying to head it. He's not coming onto the ball, Brave. He thinks he's going to get contact, and he sort of half ducks and half attempts to clear it, and it skips off his head. If he goes with a bit more conviction, but they don't care, the fans, the Australians don't care. We said, keep banging on the door, ask the questions, and they've got something back. Now we're going to see what Egypt are really about.
The Aussies are back in the game. And the green and gold shirts, particularly behind that goal where thousands of them have gathered, are bouncing up and down, but there's plenty of them all around this stadium. But there's also plenty of Egypt shirts as well.
Yeah, listen, he'd had that head injury as well, and he's come on, and maybe he doesn't feel comfortable heading the ball the way he did, because as a defender you want to come up and power it away, but he sort of flinched his shoulders and it skims off the back of his head.
250 minutes Australia had played since they last scored a goal against Turkey in their opening match almost 3 weeks ago.
250 seems to be the theme at the moment, doesn't it? It seems to be the goals that we've had, and I think tomorrow will be a big celebration for everybody.
Ashur having scored the 250th goal of this World Cup, and the drama it has produced has been exceptional, particularly in these knockout rounds. It's the final day of the round of 32, and it continues to deliver.
Well, when you're not playing well, you just need to get deliveries. And, you know, again, football-wise, but set pieces are a big part of the game. They've lost key players, but they just, as I said with the Australia, they keep going and they never give up.
Don't forget the quality that Egypt have had. They might have retreated a little into their shells after that Ashur goal. Mo Salah, formerly of Liverpool, Omar Mamouche of Manchester City, and plenty else besides, as well as the goal scorer Ashur.
Oh, there's no doubt they've got players that can, you know, that can hurt you. But
Iran Kunda on the charge. He has pace.
It's got to go down the side. It's got to go, again, to run it down the side. If you go into the 18-yard box, the keeper's going to come out. He's got good possession.
But then, Warren, say he'd have run down the channel and he'd collected that ball. There was nobody within about 40 yards of him.
Yeah, but you again, for your team, you might get a corner. You might get a free kick. You're not necessarily, you know you're isolated. You speak to a young player like that, just say, work it hard and we'll come and try and support you. You know, that's the story. That's how they're set up to play.
It might have been an own goal from Haney, but the height that we've talked about throughout this game is such a threat. Now, what about the threat of Egypt here? Mo Salah, I know he ideally wants to curl it in with his left foot, and so crowded him out. Hafez. Reminder, their regular left back is out injured. Fatou, regular central midfielder, Lachine, who's played every minute, is suspended today. Had to change at centre-half as well. Abdulmonem out injured. And they brought in Ibrahim. Mo Salah not fully fit, but he's here, he's on the field, and he can change the game in one moment of magic. Interception from Connor Metcalf. He's looking for support. Here's Iran Kunda.
That's what you do, Jackie. That's exactly what you do. Roll it down the side, you get the foul. He might even get a card, or he should get a card for his tackle. I think that's what Popovic is asking for. That's when you're a lone striker. Just run there, take the centre-halves into areas where they don't want to go.
And Gustavo Tejera of Uruguay, the referee, has opted to keep his cards in his pocket, unless he left them in our team hotel. We could nip back and get them for him.
Yeah, they're all walking around there. VAR people, referees. That's what he's asking for. How is that not a foul? It's right in front of their bench. This is similar. All right, it's a little bit further out, but that type of right foot, curling it towards their goal. The Egyptian players are facing their own goal. Goalkeeper really doesn't want to come out because of the height.
Well, we've already had both goals as a result of free kicks. Here's Hayden O'Neill, who fashioned the equaliser with the own goal from Haney. O'Neill once again, curling it in once again, and big Harry Souttar is up there. Harrington. A really important touch from Trewin. You sense the confidence in these Australian players. They didn't have much goal-scoring confidence. Now Souttar still up there. Now Irvine. Volpato. Iran Kunda. Metcalf. Iran Kunda thought about the first-time strike, and then he's closed down quick as a flash.
That's his problem. He thought about it instead of just doing it. This is what Australia want. They want it a physical game. They want it a bit panic. The Egyptian players have got to get on the ball. They've got to release their players, give it to your superstars, let them do their magic. But at the moment, they're finding it hard for Mo Salah to get on the ball. Big centre-half coming through him. Just relieves a little bit of pressure. He's not had the influence that we would like. Maybe it is that hamstring. But just to have him around is enough for the other players.
And to occupy about 3 Australian defenders.
And again, you looked at Ronaldo yesterday. Didn't really, but he takes the penalty. You know, he's a big-time player. And it might be something like that for Mo Salah, like a free kick or a penalty. Your big players, you keep them on as long as you can.
And you can scan the QR code to vote for your Michelob Ultra Superior Player of the Match.
Don't vote yet. There's a long way to go.
Oh, it could be going to 30 minutes of extra time. We could be going to a penalty shootout.
I don't think my nerves will take that.
We just want to extend our stay over here just a little bit longer. Haney, who's okay after that. It appeared to be a blow to the head earlier a few minutes ago.
Yeah, but I do wonder with the delivery that was played in. You know, he didn't head it with conviction. He was a little bit timid, and maybe, as I said, that bang on the head has just had a little second guess.
Ashur. Now here's Salah. Just listen to the crowd. Oh, the offside flag's gone up, but they are desperate for him to get on the ball more and to make something happen for Egypt.
Yeah, but even there, you're seeing Ashur come deep, the goal scorer. He's like playing virtually as a right midfielder. You have to have him more engaged. This is when the delivery's played in from the referee's view. And again, it's just that presence. The ball is a great delivery. And as I said, the Australian fans are outnumbered. They're making themselves heard as well.
Well, coming up on Fox, Lionel Messi, you might have heard of him, and Argentina facing that Cinderella story, Cape Verde. They are lining up against each other in Miami after this. Coverage starting for that one at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. John Strong and Stu Holden on that one. And that is the differential in FIFA World Rankings. Number 1 against number 67. You just never know in this ridiculous game of ours. Penalties,
what they say?
red
Why
cards,
not us? Why not us?
All sorts of weather, all sorts of other interventions, apart from just talent and ability, as The ball just pops off Iran Kunda. And now he is, Tony Popovic, about to make a change any minute now, and it could well be Mo Toure to come on. A couple of changes as well for Hossam Hassan.
That doesn't surprise me. You know, just to maybe lift the tempo. I mean, look at the two brothers there next to each other. Actually identical.
He was incredibly respectful, wasn't he, Hossam Hassan, thanking journalists for their questions, for their presence, for their support. A really interesting question from one of the Egyptian journalists who said, "You're a different man now, you're much calmer. Is it because you've got a new media officer?"
Helps when you bring your family, and just to help you in the media's there as well, so...
It did make us chortle. Only us. It was only us that found it funny, I think, and the Aussies. Calmer on the touchline is about to bring on a couple of players. Hossam Abdul Maguid, 6'4" centre-back. Perhaps not that surprising. And Hossam Hassan will come on for his first minutes of this World Cup. The wave goes around. I've been told off for calling it a Mexican wave. That's what we call it in the UK. It's just called a wave around here, isn't it? I wonder if the England supporters will be bringing up the wave on Sunday night. England at the Azteca against Mexico in Mexico City.
What a game.
Sure. Harrington away. What a World Cup matchup that is. My goodness. And all the talk about the altitude, potential weather as well. Given away by Chikati, dangerously so. Now Egypt on the charge, looking for options. Salah wants it in the centre. And just came off his heel.
But as they're attacking, there's still 6 red shirts defending 2 gold shirts. You know, you've got to be brave enough to go forward. They just seem really cautious at the moment. But when you look at the players they've got up front, you know, go and support them, go and be on their senses. Every team that's looked to go forward and win the game normally get the result. I mean, the Netherlands, in their performance, don't like to bring it up with the legendary Clarence Seedorf in the studio, but they actually got what they deserved.
Oh, Salah had made the run. Now back with a short. In by Haney. What a feel for the die with 2 World Cup own goals. Only the second player ever to do that. Bulgaria's Ivan Vustov is the other one, and that was back in 1966. Just trying to remember who won that World Cup, Warren. It's just slipped my mind for a moment.
No, it come to me. It's not.
As now Egypt make that double substitution, as Hamdi Fati, central midfielder, goes off. Hossam Abdul Maguid of Zamalek coming on, a 6'4" centre-half. And so too Hossam Hassan of Real Oviedo in Spain, winning his 5th cap, his first minutes of this tournament, the Paris-born player. Zico, the other player to go off. And it was being touted yesterday that perhaps Hassan, the number 12, could be the player to start in place of Mo Salah here, but he's on, he's looking to make a difference. The hitch. Fouled by the sub, his first touch of the game.
He looks like he's just come into that midfield area just to try and break things up, just try and use his physical presence. That time a little bit overzealous at the moment, but...
There is the hydration break here in Dallas. The equaliser, an own goal from Mohamed Haney. Australia have forced it. We have to find a winner today, remember.
We are deep into stopping.
This is Lele Pons from Suite 305 with Lele Pons. Game day at my house is chaos, but like in a fun way. The TV's ready, the remotes are ready, the kids' toys are going off, and somehow everybody needs batteries at the exact same time. That's why I keep Duracell stocked. And Duracell just released limited edition Duracell and Messi battery packs. The design is inspired by Messi's iconic left leg tattoo, so every battery feels like it comes with an extra kick. From the TV remote to automatic corkscrew, Duracell keeps us game day ready. Duracell double and AAA batteries are the only ones built different with power boost ingredients for long-lasting performance you can trust. Find the limited edition Duracell and Messi batteries in stores at Lowe's and Walmart or on Amazon.
You've got to try the new TikTok diet.
Just ask Chat.
I just take blue-green algae.
You just have to eat kale. Kale, kale, kale.
I read you should put butter in your coffee.
Or you could trust your gut. When it comes to your energy, digestion, and overall health, how do you know what's actually right for you? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to show what's going on inside you right now. Not trends, not guesses, your biology. With your results, Viome gives you clear, personalized, actionable guidance. Which foods help you, which ones don't, and which supplements your body actually can benefit from. All based on the world's largest gut health databases and thousands of clinical research studies. Many people who use Viome report better digestion, more energy, and an improved mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing.
And maybe still eat the kale?
Maybe. Learn more at Viome.com. V as in Victor, IOME.com. Viome.
It's 10:30 p.m. in Cairo. It's 5:30 a.m. in Sydney, 3:30 a.m. in Perth. But they will all be up watching this game, and the Aussies have made sure that a lot of the bars are staying open. The licensing regulations have been waived for this game, such as the crucial nature of it. Neither of these sides has ever won a knockout match at a FIFA World Cup. You have to go back to 1934 since the last time Egypt even played in one, and that's because there wasn't a group stage back then. They lost to Hungary and they finished bottom of their group in their two subsequent finals. Here they have qualified for the first time from a group, and they led by Emam Ashur for quite some time. And they had an opportunity right at the second half, right from the restart, for Omar Mamouche of Manchester City to make it 2-0. And instead, the free kick from Aidan O'Neill, having teed up and forced that own goal from Mohamed Haney. And a reminder, the winner here will meet the winner of the match later on after this game between Argentina and Cape Verde. That's being played in Miami. And then later on in Kansas City, Colombia will meet Ghana for the right to play against Switzerland in Vancouver. But first things first, Warren, who's going to win this one, please?
Well, I'll give you something. It might go to the very depth of the games, because that's been the story of this tournament. You know,
it's truant.
Everyone stays there, watches the game. No surprise with Australia putting lots of crosses in.
Volpato, fast start from Australia. And they catch Egypt cold here in towards Irankunda. As Aiden Hrustic is being given his instructions to come on, maybe Mo Toure as well. You see from the little tags underneath the Australia and Egypt boxes, the top left-hand corner of your screen, that the Aussies have used one sub, Egypt 2. Here's Haney. And now the double sub is about to be made for Australia. Oh, the tension inside this stadium. The place in the last 16 at the World Cup at stake.
He said it, Jackie, it's, to make history. As Jesse Marr says, to be legends.
Haitham Hassan. Now Hafez taking his chance due to injury.
But that's okay. It's going side to side, and it's not really hurting them. And they don't want to deliver the ball because they haven't got anyone that really can attack the ball. They've got to try and play their way in.
Watching Salah in the centre as it's away by Harrington, and now drops to Ashur again. He's complaining about the ball, isn't him?
Well, that was a conversation they was having with Hassan to get in the middle. They want him in the middle. Too many times he drifts out to the right. They need him in there. He wants the ball lower. He wants it to his feet. which is, obviously a correct statement, but they need to get it to his feet.
Well, Christian Volpato is coming off. You can see visibly disappointed and turned down Italy. Got his chance here with the country of his birth, Australia.
Well, they're telling them to get off quickly because you only have a certain amount of time. So that's what they're saying. Get off the field, because if not, they've got to stay off the field until it's a minute. So a little bit of concentration there by the players from Australia. Get off, but fresh legs, fresh energy, more of a number 9. More of a striker that can receive the ball, but also work the channels as well.
So Motore, the number 9 of Norwich City in the English Championship, coming on after his 10 goals and 12 goal contributions in all competitions since signing to them in February. But he has had his injury problems. That's the trouble. And Aiden Hrustic, who turns 30 on Sunday, plays in the second tier in the Netherlands. Fresh legs for Australia. Harrington, who's been linked with a move to Barcelona, which would be huge for the Australian 18-year-old, currently with Colorado Rapids in MLS.
You see him in that talk when Popovich was talking to coach. He's got such a young face, and he's 18 years of age. You can only imagine what he feels about that, and that's how things can change so quickly in the game. You have a good World Cup, he's done well at MLS, people will come and buy you, people look at you, and he's done himself proud.
Formerly of Brisbane Roar, he's not been in MLS very long. Here he is again. A touch to Metcalf. Toure looking to ask some questions of Ibrahim.
Nearly got away from Ibrahim. That little touch, he just needs another little touch away from him.
Metcalf. The hitch. I want to be positive, Australia, but you can just see they're mindful of Mo Salah lurking, that any loose ball, especially here.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like he's going to run away from you. Marmouche is the one that I would worry, and that's why I think he should maybe be in the middle. But they've got Mo Salah there, maybe because he hasn't got that explosive pace to run in behind with that hamstring injury, and also being 34 years of age. So he's maybe not going to make that run, so he's going to have to beat with his feet.
O'Neill's ball finding Truant. Now here's Chikati. Irvine's made the run. Here he is. With disappointment of not being selected to start against Turkey in the opening match. Well, it was a big moment at the time. We were pitch side, Warren, when we heard that news that he and Matt Ryan weren't starting, and Ryan's not had a look in since, with this guy, Patrick Beach, the 22-year-old Melbourne City goalkeeper, chosen instead. He's never played in Australia. For Australia, only had 2 caps, both here in the United States, against Venezuela in Houston and against Switzerland in San Diego, and then his 4 appearances here now. He hasn't really been tested that much, has he, in this game?
No. As I said, that first game he come across 30 shots from Turkey, but only 8 on target. He dealt with everyone very comfortably, and I was really impressed with his distribution with his feet. And that's what they've done there, so they've got some young players.
Chikati looking for Truant. Dealt with by Hafez.
That's what they're doing, Australia. They're grinding you down. They are grinding down, and they never give up.
Well, they never give up, that is for sure. Mind you, he said you never write off the Germans, and they're put out by Paraguay. Everyone says that in England.
Not with the penalties.
No. From Australia again. Hrustic. O'Neill. Now Metcalf. The hitch is always available on this near side, the 35-year-old left wing-back. So joining us late, then Jordy Boss, one of their key players, forced off injured, carried down the tunnel with that ankle problem after the challenge at the end of the first half.
Australia are running the legs out of the Egyptians. They keep passing it around, 2 touch, and just the body language with the Egyptian player. They go to chase to close down. They're not pressing as a unit. They're getting picked off, and that's demoralising. It's not on. You start again. You come out the other side.
Truant finding Hrustic. Almost on the end of it from O'Neill.
So another one gone down with fatigue. He's cramping up. again, not played any minutes. You know, a substitute that's had to come on. Their regular left back is not there.
Yeah, Ahmed Fatou, their regular left back, is out injured for the tournament. So this man has had to come in today, Karim Hafez.
Well, the sign straight away is make a substitution. You know, he's exhausted.
Well, they've already made a couple of subs in this game, 3 remaining.
Well, looks like Trezeguet at the bottom, number 7. He might be coming on. There's one for your diary, Jackie, on Monday.
It's in it. Don't you worry about that.
In it? Okay.
Oh, it's in the diary. Don't you worry. United States against Belgium. So we just see what happened here. Yeah, maybe a cramp situation or something non-contact related. But yeah, that game, US against Belgium, Monday on Fox, 8 p.m. Eastern. Coverage beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Does he go with Pepe? Does he go with Adji Wright? That's going to be a big call. Pepe has played a lot of minutes, had a couple of starts. Right, so I like his physical presence. He could be a difference maker as well. So they've got good options. I mean, Weston McKennie has been phenomenal for them this time out.
Yeah, that match is in Seattle. We're in Dallas. And a big climax here. Mahmoud Trezeguet coming on, the 31-year-old left winger of Al Ahly, having played in Turkey with Trabzonspor before that.
Well, they've gone 3 at the back, and that allows them to play with wing-backs, which is, again, another compliment to Australia. They have only got 1 striker, so they've got 3 centre-halves marking 1. And Toure, the striker, should just play down the middle, because straight away the 2 other centre-halves from Egypt will be close to him.
I tell you what, you can't sleep through this last 10 minutes. Baby or not, my goodness. Those ear defenders must be a pretty good brand. That is all I can say.
I was going to say some of them, but I thought I was going to get a pair of them.
Well, it's been a long 3 weeks. 10 minutes of regulation time remaining in Dallas. Will we see a winner in the 90? Will it go to 30 minutes of extra time, or, heaven forbid for them, a penalty shootout?
You can see with the Egyptian bench, they're really upset about the free kicks that they're giving away. And that's where you have to be disciplined, Jackie. You can't let them have an opportunity.
O'Neill's delivery, looking for Suter. Irvine's there, Metcalf.
Oh, it's ricocheting everywhere. There is panic stations in the area every time. Suter, as you would expect.
Threw him back into Toure, and big Suter still up there. He's just caught Rami Rabiot as he went for that header.
He's gone for the ball, the big man. He's just gone with his presence, and you know it's coming. I mean, they're asking for a card. They think he's gone into him, but you know he's coming for the ball. He's not attacked it. He's not put his arm up. He's not led with his arm. The ball's bouncing around, and he just attacked it.
Well, his eyes on the ball there, didn't he? We've not seen any cards in this game so far. It's relatively unusual. But he's let the game flow, the referee.
He's brave enough, the centre-half. He's done well. Imagine that, if the ball's above you, and you know someone who's 6'5", weighing about 210 pounds is coming flying at you.
And Scottish stroke Australian, which is quite the combination when it comes to desire on a sporting field. Ashore. Salah's lurking in the centre. What can they create here? Truin's done well. Chikati trying to clear. Goal kick.
Yeah, little things like that go for you as well. Trezeguet will try and get in the ball. I like him. He's very lively, very dimensional, wants to take players on. You know, again, with Marmoush, we haven't said his name. Salah, we haven't said the important players that you need to get on the ball. Trezeguet's come on, trying to make an impact, trying to utilise that left-hand side, Australia's right-hand side, and you need your big players. They need a big moment.
Well, we called the game here in this very stadium a few days ago of Norway against Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast had a lot of the ball. We didn't see much of Erling Haaland at all in that game. In fact, most of his touches were important defensive ones. We just didn't see him. And then there he was, it kind of almost accidentally came to him and he just nudged it and it was in, and that was it. That was the winning goal.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not an accident that he comes along, but you're right, Jackie. He didn't do a lot. He worked extremely hard for the team. But at the moment with Egypt, they've got the quality. It's just, have they got the energy to match what Australia have done? Because they're strong, they're athletic the way they work. They've got a great system of a 5-4-1. They've not allowed any balls into the strikers' feet for Egypt. So very similar to what we see with Turkey. You know, took their chance when it come along. They're efficient. As I said, they don't mind spoiling the party.
They can make a party, Aussies.
Oh, they're great. If you're going to have one, bring an Aussie.
Oh, definitely.
Just get one of them to come along. It's like having 10 of them. You can't get rid of them. Once they're there, they're actually there for the whole weekend.
I've travelled all around Australia. I know about an Australian party. I'll tell you the stories later. Now we have 6 minutes remaining in Dallas of the regulation 90. Emma Shaw, this man here with a header after a free kick, came back to him.
You can see what he's saying. I need runners. I need people to move. He wants to get on the ball. That was the coach's instruction, but he's not got people making that run. And I've said it a few times, Jackie. Sometimes you don't make a run to get the ball, but create space for someone else.
Haney. Use it to Hassan. His first minutes of this World Cup off the bench. He's fresh enough. Decent looking cross as well. Shaw leaving it.
They keep feeding out this right-hand side. You know, get him involved, get him on the ball, and leave the space for him.
Hassan's ball for Haney. It's a useful looking ball. Now Shaw loves to get a shot in whenever he can, but now leaves it for Hassan. Hassan asking the questions, and Beach with a punch. Emphatically so.
Wonderful goalkeeping. Made the decision, told his defenders that he was coming because they ducked to let him come along. I mean, don't forget, he's 22 years of age.
22 and 6'2", the Melbourne City goalkeeper. Biggest game of his life by quite some way. Hassan with the ball in. Away by Hrustic. There's a few birthdays coming up in the next couple of days. O'Neill, Hrustic, and the head coach. Is it going to be a big party, I wonder? Here they come again. Torres made the run to the back post. And there's nobody else in the centre. Now this is where it starts to get fun for the neutrals. 4 minutes on the clock remaining. Suter. Truin, corner to Australia.
Yeah, just had to try and pick someone out. Truin, the sub that had come on at half-time. He's grown into the game, a little bit nervous earlier on. Got caught out, but now he's looking forward. Shooter, the big captain as well, doing little Cruyff turns and then feeding the ball out to that right-hand side. Now they've all come forward. And you can hear a pin drop now. You can just anticipate it all to our right-hand side where majority of the Egyptian fans are biting their nails and getting nervous. And the Aussies are getting excited.
Aiden Hrustic standing by with a delivery for Australia. In by Irvine. And a strike by Truin. In by Hrustic. Metcalf was in there.
Oh, that was close.
And Chakati being penalised.
Yeah, just felt a little bit of contact. Doesn't have to be a lot. You go down. There's this little flick by Irvine just trying to get someone into the far end, and it bobbles around, actually bounces out. And you just feel it come, a little nudge in the back. There's enough, go down. Just on the big screen here, Jay. all the people that have created chances have all been from Australia. There's not one Egyptian player that's created chances. O'Neill with 3.
Well, Hassan's doing his best, and Krustic is livid with him, saying that he dived.
I like it though. Hassan, he's taking people on it. Okay, he's maybe gone down early, but he's given them a little bit of life on. That just shows you how tight it is with the possession. There's a little bit of contact, never a foul, but take him on again. He has got the ball. He's done a few step overs and maybe hasn't got the end product at the moment, but he has a player that's come on and trying to put a bit of an impact into the game.
Former France youth international, having been born in Paris to an Egyptian dad and a Tunisian mum. Spent all of his career playing in Europe. Not that many of the Egyptian players have played in Europe, something the head coach Hossam Hassan said yesterday, that he thinks it's higher level at AFCON, which they've won 7 times. He said he thinks that's harder to win than the European Championship, which is interesting, bearing in mind that they've won 7 AFCON tournaments, but they've never won a single game at the World Cup until they beat the lowest ranked side here in New Zealand, which is extraordinary, given their pedigree and some of the talent they've had over the years, including the number 10, who's lurking between Suter and Harrington, just waiting for that one opportunity to strike gold.
You can see down there the coach is saying movement. He wants the fullback to go away, create the space, so he wants a little bit of movement up front with Mo Salah and Mamouche, and that hasn't been it. They haven't tested the 3 centre-halves enough with the ball to their feet.
And the 4th official is just switching on his board to tell us how much time will be added on, and it will be a minimum of 5 minutes. And it'll be a corner to Egypt.
Yeah, I like that run from Trezeguet. Just got in there, just a little bit more better quality with that header.
And this is Egypt's first corner of the game, and it's come in stoppage time, which is pretty extraordinary. Can they make it count? Oh, it's come to Salah, who's done really well to keep it in. Hassan. Away by Harrington, the teenager.
It's an incredible stat. 26 goals after the 90th minute. Wow.
That's what we're saying about the late drama in this World Cup. It has been incredible.
Again, there's over 70,000 people still in this stadium, and they're standing up looking because they know what this tournament has given.
Hassan. He's been really lively, really creative since coming on. Aussie hearts are in mouths now. Ashore. He's been one of their best players, not just the goal scorer, as Truman puts it out. He's also getting really frustrated, Ashore, screaming at his teammates for the lack of movement. Here he is again, Ashore. Now Haney.
Look at them, they've got no one. They've got one person in the penalty area. One person, they're trying to win the game. I mean, you don't need 3 or 4 holding midfield players.
Hassan. Away by Irvine, not quite where he had it in mind. And Toure. Oh, what's he done there? Just given away a corner incredibly needlessly.
He was trying to play it off for the Egyptian player, but it went horribly wrong. And he's thinking in his mind now, please do not score. Whatever you do, don't score. And the last person you want on the ball is Mo Salah, because you know with that left foot.
Well, it took till stoppage time for them to get their first corner. Now it's their second corner on this near side, which means the left foot of Mohamed Salah. It's like a magic wand. Salah's delivery. Beach retreats. Suter with a touch. Harrington. In the air by Irvine. Salah again. He's hardly been in the game, and there are so many comparisons. Erling Haaland. What a ball in from
Well, that has to be the save of the tournament so far from a 22-year-old. He's only played a handful of games for Australia. Phenomenal save, the concentration.
And the pressure is piling on Beach's goal now. Now here's Salah. He only needs one chance. He didn't get the power, and he's fuming with himself. And Beach releasing it for Toro. Well, he has the pace, but not giving an opportunity there. And how relieved is Mo Toro,
yes,
by the way?
Exactly. He owes him a drink afterwards. But the header, the timing, he's actually going to his right, and then with his left hand, he tips it away and doesn't put it into danger, gets it out from the danger. What a save that is, and what a moment in the game.
He only had 2 caps before this World Cup, and he's just kept his nation in this competition and still alive with a chance of winning their first ever World Cup knockout game. But it's the same scenario for Egypt. And the strike from Marwan, closed down quick as a flash by the Aussies.
Well, again, it begs why they don't play like this earlier on. Egypt, they've got the players and they've got the skill to be able to do that.
Way upfield by O'Neill, but there's nobody there. And Krstić saying, I'm not over there, mate. I'm in the centre circle.
Popovic is saying to his back line, get up the field.
Well, we couldn't be more neutral, and our hearts are pounding. I'll speak for myself. Real opportunity for Egypt here. Ten seconds of the allocated stoppage time remaining before we potentially go into extra time. Mo Salah, who's come into the game, he's coming alive at the vital moment.
Oh, wow, what a block.
What a block by Harry Suter, another hero in green and gold.
Wow, just got his big thigh on the end of that. Wow, that was maybe Nestle in the corner. Wow, what an end to a half.
Well, there is the final whistle, and we are going to go to 30 minutes of extra time. Do not go anywhere, because the one thing we can guarantee for you is drama.
Can AI really change the way your business operates? If you stick to one AI vendor and rebuild everything to fit their systems, then yes! If you keep buying new things from them and newer things and newer things. Are you getting this? You!
What? No, we have IBM. Our AI connects to the systems we already have. We're not locked into anyone.
We have IBM.
You don't have to wear the lanyard all day.
Good. Let's create smarter business. IBM.
With Walmart Express delivery in as fast as an hour, the watch party never has to slow down. Smoke signals worked. More neighbors coming.
And more reinforcements, too. Who knew?
I knew. We need a bigger screen. When does it start? In an hour? Oh, we got this. You're also going to need a better goalie, but they don't deliver that.
And it seems like we're going into extra time.
I'll ask for more snacks.
Already on it.
To eat, or what to eat, Butterfinger or ice cream.
Or you could have a new Butterfinger ice cream bar.
A double treat.
Go all in. Buy any 2 Ferrero brands and you could win $1 million.
Don't let heartburn get in the way of the food you love. Get fast, powerful relief with Tums. Every game's better when you love food back.
The Bank of America customized cash rewards Visa card. For life's rewarding moments. Earn 6% cash back in the category of your choice, like online shopping, for the first year from account opening.
We are heading to extra time. Australia goalkeeper Patrick Beach with a huge stoppage time save to keep Australia in this game. Egypt and Australia level, 1 apiece after regulation time in this round of 32 contest. They are now heading for extra time in Dallas. Welcome back into our studio. Jules Breach here with Javier Hernandez, Landon Donovan and Clarence Seedorf. Let's take a look at how we got to heading to extra time then, guys.
Yes, the first goal for Egypt. A set piece, rebounds, then they played it outside, and then Karim Hafez with an amazing assist, and Imam Ashur with the header. An amazing header over here, put ahead, and then the celebration, the Conor McGregor celebration.
And it kind of felt like Egypt were maybe going to just settle in 1-0, get away with this, but what a set piece this is. Ends up being an own goal by Hani, but the service is so good. It puts so much pressure on that back line. Nothing goalkeeper can do.
And I mean, we were obviously rooting for the last-minute emotion, and then you get this incredible cross of Salah with Rami Rabia. He just touched it, actually too good.
What a hand!
What a save!
We go to extra time.
So 1-1 as we head into extra time. Another 30 minutes needed to separate these two sides. He wanted to head that one in himself. How do you see this piece of extra time going then, guys? Because Mo Salah, he's been relatively quiet for Egypt up until those final stages of the 90 minutes. Landon, do you want to say more from him?
He's clearly carrying something. He's clearly injured because he's just not moving very well. The interesting thing, the group stage had 5 days in between, 6 days in between. These are now coming faster, these games, so it's getting really taxing on these players. I think the team that physically can handle these 30 minutes is the team that's going to end up winning.
Yeah, and then I believe that's Egypt. I think it's going to be a one-way, by the way.
Yeah.
The way is going to be a one-way for Egypt. I think that Australia doesn't have enough energy to go against that kind of players. They're used to these, long matches. As I said, this is a team that has played many big matches in their career. They know it. And what we've seen in the last minutes, Egypt pushing for it.
Yeah, the pressure is building.
Yeah.
And then we spoke about how many players are defending for Australia right in the box. It's crazy. That's why Egypt cannot find the second goal. So yes, I think it's going to be Egypt jet. Hopefully we'll see. I think Australia, they're looking for penalty kicks, maybe, or a counter
another set piece.
Exactly, set piece, counter attack, or taking it. Look, the difference of the height over here with Salah.
And Harry Souttar, yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, I mean, the fans in the stadium look like they're having a lovely old time there, don't they, in Dallas? They're happy to get to see another 30 minutes of football, aren't they, Landon?
Yeah, they love it. It's going to be interesting, Jules. So as we see a substitution coming on, again, the energy. Australia right now, they feel like they've already won in this World Cup, right? They're playing with house money. So Clarence, I think you're right. I think they defend resolutely, 9 or 10 guys in the box, and they try to get to penalties and then, kind of roll the dice.
Yeah, you never know in penalties.
Okay, guys, let's get to extra time then with Jackie Oatley and Warren Barton.
Thank you very much, Jules. Double change for Australia. Paul Ocon-Engsler, the young midfielder, son of Paul Ocon Sr., who's on the coaching staff here, one of the Socceroos on the staff, coming on. His passing into the final third can be quite useful, and Awer Mabil, a forward who's not played any minutes in this tournament, wearing the number 11 gold jersey for Australia. 30 years of age, plays in the second tier in Spain. And what an enormous 30 minutes are coming up, Warren Barton.
Yes, looking forward to it. Just agree with what Clarence Seedorf was saying about Egypt looking stronger as the game went on, but we know with Australia they're strong enough, they've got enough experience as well in certain areas. But Egypt with Trezeguet coming on, I think is a very good player. They've got players in midfield. They've got the quality. Now it's about heart and determination. There's a yellow card as well.
First of the game.
They've headed and kicked every ball of the two brothers.
The last 16 match against either Argentina or Cape Verde. That match following us. That is the prize for the winner of this match. Krstić standing over it, so to Mabil, straight into the thick of the action off the bench. Best header by Trezeguet. Mobile. Oh, a little flick around the corners. Mobile again. Hrustic has continued his run.
Good football, good soccer, calm, composed. They've got the quality. Now they've got a lot of the fans behind them as well. Egypt, there's no doubt.
Haitham Hassan had a really positive impact off the bench towards the end of the 90 minutes. Now here's Trezeguet. Ashur has been excellent throughout in this game. Now Mo Salah, we saw a lot more of in stoppage time than we had in the rest of the 90.
But he come away from where it was packed in there and just found a little pocket where he could deliver some balls with that sweet left foot. And we know if it only takes a moment.
Hassan. Oh, what about that strike? Oh, my goodness. Mo Salah. Well, had that been on his left foot, that could well have been a different story. Maybe it just sat up for him.
Yeah, he just drifts in there. Look at him anticipate as it bobbles down and correct. On that left foot, it's in the back of the net. Just leaning back slightly. What you said about the point where they can just drift in, find areas. Like I said, not had a lot to do in the general 90 minutes of the game, first and foremost, but then he just started to find areas. As people get fatigued, as people get tired, he can start finding them little areas.
A reminder, it's the first time that Egypt have ever progressed from a group stage at a FIFA World Cup. Australia have done it a couple of times. 2006, 2022, losing both times to the eventual winners, Italy and Argentina, respectively. And they've never won a group knockout match, either of these two, at a World Cup. Ashur. In from Trezeguet. Okonengsler. Trezeguet again. Now Ashur. And he's one of the players you want on the ball if you're Egyptian. Omar Mamouche, number 22. The quality they have available. They're showing the save again from this guy, Patrick Beach, which has frankly kept them in this contest right at the end of stoppage time. It's astonishing to deny Rabia.
Yeah, but just looking at the stats there of Egypt having more passes and, you know, they've passed the ball well, they've had more possession. But it has been that set piece for Australia, as we spoke about, getting them back into the game. But if Egypt do pass the ball as well as they can do, they've got the quality. Mamouche, we know, could just take one chance and the Man City player could put that away. But, you know, with Australia, they've got players as well.
Hassan.
I like him since he's come on. Hassan, he's looked positive.
Plays in La Liga with Real Oviedo. Here he is again. Used to playing with and against some top talent. Looking for Trezeguet here, but Truin with the interception. Oh, and Irvine's given it away. And Trezeguet trying to win it back, but Mobile. One of 3 Australian players, by the way, born in a refugee camp. They've each got fascinating backstories. And very proud to wear the green and gold of the country where they grew up. From Rabia on Jackson Irvine. Now here's Okonengsler.
Yeah, it's been a physical game, Jackie, but it's been played in a good manner, good spirit.
Australia have been without one of their key players, Geordie Boss, who's a wing-back, but very much an attacking one, injured right on the stroke of half-time. Big blow to them as Okonengsler sprays it wide. Now, what have Australia got with Behic, the veteran? Engsler, elegant Sydney FC player. Now they could be in here, Australia. And the Bill's waiting in the centre, and he's really disappointed they didn't manage to find him.
Well, he's run into him. The referee also didn't have the best of views. He was hidden, but just as he turns, a little block off. And the veteran trying to get forward. He's done a good job. He started on the right, left. He's worked as hard as he possibly can.
Extra time in Dallas. This for the right to play the winner of the Argentina-Cape Verde match, which is coming right up. Here's Marwan. These players will no doubt have seen all the extra time, the late drama. We saw more in that Portugal-Croatia game yesterday.
And they also would have seen the penalties. You know, they've seen Germany, who are known so efficient from penalties. They go out. The Netherlands as well. And that's a lottery then when it does go to that area.
There's one player just inside the penalty box for Egypt. He's just come out now. That was Mo Salah. It's that psychological balance, Warren, between being positive but making sure you don't make a mistake, that they have the pace to be able to get upfield quick as a flash, Australia, if they give it away cheaply. But here's Hassan.
He's frustrated with himself, but if I'm his teammate, I'm saying keep doing what you're doing. Keep looking for the ball, keep taking people on. Okay, he's a little bit heavy with that ball. That's fine. Next one, you might find someone else. Just keep encouraging your players. They're going to make mistakes. People are fatigued who he's playing against, and he's come on and looked really energetic and positive with the ball.
Well, the fans are still energetic and positive at both sides, that's for sure. Having an extra 30 minutes here. Now here's Salah. The touch forward for Trezeguet. Chikati with a vital hook. Now Mobile on for Toure. Sure. Now Trezeguet. Scored against New Zealand. Rabia, who thought he'd scored, but that incredible save by Beach. Haney. Hassan toying with Behic. Haney. Towards Trezeguet. Now, football's all about moments, Warren, and we think back to the very start of the second half, the glorious opportunity for Omar Mamouche to make it 2-0, and then the glorious opportunity that Rabia had, and that incredible save by Beach that could well have won it for Egypt. The Australians are still digging in, as we always expect them to do. Jackson Irvine, a little heavy touch, and it's back now with Grustic. Has been pulled back for a foul.
Yeah, he's felt a little bit of contact, but goes down. The referee brought that one slightly. But they've had good possession now, Egypt, and they're the ones now that are passing the ball around, seeing if there's a weakness in Australia. One of the players switch off. You would do this in a training session, you know, attack versus defence. Sometimes you overload it, that you're down to 10 men, so you get into these areas to make sure you defend.
Hassan. Now Haney trying to find Salah. He's applauding the idea, just too much on the pass.
Yeah, just needs it to his feet. He's not going to run in behind. There's no space. Harrington, the young 18-year-old from Colorado Rapids, has done a good job. When 18 years of age has come in and kept more experienced players out of the lineup.
Yeah, Burgess had started the tournament. He's lost his place. Cameron Burgess. Harrington certainly one for the future.
And the Australian bench wasn't sure that ball went out. I just feel it's really dangerous for Australia, like Landon Donovan said, to try and see the game out. You don't want to do that. You've got to have moments in this 30 minutes, or now we're into, obviously, you've got to have moments where you relieve some of the pressure, where you try and be in danger, where you try and get it into the striker, because if you keep going with the quality that Egypt's got, they might need just half a chance. We said that with Haaland when we was here in Norway. Didn't really have a lot to do, but an opportunity comes along, puts it in, they're in the next round.
Well, Egypt has scored 6 goals in this tournament. Australia 3. The third one being an own goal today after they hadn't scored since their opening match. A strike from distance from Ashur. He's not short of confidence.
Yeah, he's looking over to the bench to say calm it down, but I just love his personality, where he wants the ball. He's telling his players what they want him to do.
28 years of age, Imam Ashur. He's played a big part in this competition, in this game. He's been at Al Ahly in Egypt for 3 years now, after a year in Denmark.
And we said it's pretty even with the possession, goals attempts. There's been a lot of room for players to maybe get a little bit more, and people are biting their nails, they're still waiting. It's a little bit quiet at the moment because there's so many nerves, because you know, one mistake, one opportunity, you could be going home.
Australia have had only 1 shot on target in this game. The own goal that they scored doesn't count. It was Behic who fired it from distance, pretty much straight at the goalkeeper, Shabir. So they really have threatened to score in this tournament. And talking to the Aussie guys before, that just really is their Achilles heel. They just don't know where the goals are going to come from.
That's, you know, for the, if you like, the nations that are trying to make that next level up, to try and do that, you know, can you find a striker that's going to get you 10, 15 goals in a qualification, then obviously 5 or 6. There's only so many Messis around, and Haalands and Harry Kane and Mbappe and Dembele. I mean, maybe France can lend them one. They've got about 7 or 8.
Cape Verde ranked number 67 in the world. They're playing Australia, number 1 in the world. After this, with the winner meeting the winner of this game.
Argentina.
Argentina.
Yeah. You've got Aussies on your mind.
That's it. Well, I have. They're on the ball. They're in the book. Now, Aziz Behic trying to make the difference. The guy with the only shot on target, pulled back by the sub.
Well, what a great story with Cape Verde. You know, not only going through, but you want to play against the World Cup Messi, and you've got goalkeepers at 40 years of age. His mum's come to watch, and you're playing against Messi in Argentina, ranked number 1. No pressure, go and enjoy it. The only pressure they've got, who's going to get his shirt at the end of the game. Hopefully he'll have about 11 or 12 to give out Messi to some of the players.
And Australia scored from an own goal from a set piece. Krstić with a delivery this time.
But I enjoyed what Egypt did there. They didn't get pinned in as they did for the goal. They stayed up and let them say, right, once the ball's played in there, if you're going to head it, it's going to be from the 18-yard box.
So half-time in extra time. These two still cannot be separated. And if they still can't be separated in 15 minutes' time, then we'll be heading to a shootout. It's all to play for still, Jules.
It certainly is, Jackie. And from watching that, neither of these sides really taking too many risks in extra time. A first World Cup knockout win is on the line for either of these two teams. As players at this stage, are you already thinking about the penalty shootout?
You're starting to, for sure. The interesting thing here is neither team feels like the prohibitive favorite in the game. Egypt may be a little bit more so than Australia, but neither want to lose the game, right? And so there's this risk-averse approach where you want to go try to make the game. Egypt, you saw it at the end of the game, Clarence, but in the extra time, a little bit more hesitant. You don't want to lose the game. I think both teams, if they said, look, we have a penalty shootout to get to the round of 16 before this World Cup started, they'd say, good, sign me up.
Yeah, I do think that second half we'll see a bit more. That you're absolutely right. I think, you know, the risk of losing a ball and get a counter-attack, and I mean, you don't want to have that. But also what we saw, and we said it before, I mean, switch of play is so important. If you want to create space, you have with a low standing block like Australia is doing right now. For Egypt, is key to, just skip all the players and put the ball from one side to the other so they can really do a 1v1 facing their opponent. Otherwise, nothing's going to really happen.
Yeah, and add as well the fatigue factor, They're tired, they've been running the whole game. You go to extra time. You don't want to risk that much. You want to feel that you can have a chance, but as well, you don't want to give the other team chances, or spaces. So, yeah, I think this seems to be going to penalty shootout, but you never know. You never know.
Never know.
Magic, good
We just
play.
have to call it. We call it.
Hopefully, all can happen. Of course.
Well, it is the fourth game at this World Cup to go to extra time, and we've only seen one goal so far. That was Tielemans against Senegal. So will we be seeing an extra time goal here, or will this be heading to a penalty shootout? Jackie, back to you.
Thank you so much, Jules. We have another 18-year-old who's entered the field, this time for Egypt. Is Hamza Abdel Karim, who signed for the Barcelona B team on a 3-year contract in June. He's making his fourth substitute appearance of this tournament, and a big name has gone off. Omar Mamouche, the Manchester City forward. What a move that is.
And you would have thought he was one of the penalty takers if it goes to that.
We are just 15 minutes away. How positive are they all going to be here? Ocon Exler. In by Krustic. And towards Toure, but no power at all on that, so he was moving backwards.
No, he's not really had an influence on the game that he would have liked to have. He hasn't really had a clear-cut chance. He's trying to encourage his teammates to put the ball in there, but he is playing against centre-halves and not allowing any space in behind. We've got an experienced goalkeeper to our left and then a young 22-year-old as well. So that's all the mind games that will start maybe later on. And as Clarence rightly said, the players, you don't want to make a mistake. And the best overview for Egypt is to switch the ball quicker and then go at people.
Ocon Exler across. And the teenager, Abdel Karim, thought he was in there for a moment. That's what they needed, some fresh legs. Big call taking off Mamouche.
There's Trezeguet, and then, as you said, the young player just pushing and shoving. I love the profile. He's big, he's got good feet. And also attack the ball with the head.
Chakati setting Toure on his way. Mabil's in the centre, waiting the delivery.
See, I think just cross the ball. Let him try and get on the end of it. As soon as you just twirl a second. Oh, a big block that was. It's amazing. 70,000 people all quiet. Are just watching the game with bated breath. No one's getting excited. No one's getting into the game.
Here's Toure in a similar position he was in a minute ago as Stitch has made the run. Really haven't been those connections for Australia in the final third today.
Yeah, and what happens as well, because he's maybe not making the run, you don't play it, and then when he does make a run, a midfield player thinks, well, he's not going to get the ball. So then you start second guess, and as you get fatigued into the game, you're not going to push forward. So there's a knock-on effect without the ball being delivered, without the movement.
Oof. That was an important interception from Suter as Salah looked to be on his way. Was he pulled back there by Chakati? He was right in front of the referee as well.
They're trying to get it out wide. I mean, the two wide players for Egypt are just staying up. Trezeguet on that left-hand side, and Mo Salah's looking here just to try and, with his left foot, play it in, but just got pulled back.
Hassan. Ashur. On the strike from distance, took a knock on his way through from Atia.
I think Atia has covered every blade of grass as well. That wicked deflection there off the hill. You see young kid Beach leaning to the right, but just enough balance to get in. And that's what the big ooh is on the screen. The fans have just seen it again.
As is Bihic. Krustic losing out. Now Salah, Harrington's all over him. Krustic making sure they don't take it quickly, but the ball was rolling. Well, Salah's frustrated, but you can't restart play while the ball is rolling.
No, but I think that gives you a sign what Egypt feel, that they feel that if they do things quicker, they've maybe got the experience, the energy to get going, because we know how hard Australia have worked without the ball. They've gone with large moments not having the ball. They've had that back five shuffling across, four midfield players, so they maybe feel if they do things a little bit quicker, Egypt, they might get in where one of the Australian players just switches off slightly.
Hassan. Still Hassan.
I like him. He's come in and he's made an impact. He's had an influence on the game.
And Hassan, who's just been relegated with Real Oviedo in Spain. They have caught the eye of a few top-tier sides since coming on here in Dallas. It has gone really quiet in here. Everybody's so nervous.
70,000 was in here again.
At one point they were all on their feet in anticipation, but now no one has a clue what's going to happen next.
Noticeable that Mo Salah as well come out to this right-hand side, and he had a lot of joy towards the end of the official game, the 90 minutes. This is where he started putting deliveries in, so he's drifted out to this right-hand side.
Marouane going central instead to the teenager. All very congested in that box. And he's going to come back again from Egypt. Looking to win a knockout match for the very first time, both of these sides. That is the case for. And Egypt have Mohamed Salah. A short curling one.
What a block again. What a block by the big captain. One off the knee just before the end of the game, and another one. Because he thinks he scored. He's peeling away. Shapes it up with that left foot. But they're starting to turn the screw now. They're starting to ask more and more questions. And the 30,000 fans behind him are starting to believe.
Salah with the ball in. Oh, Harry Souttar has been a man mountain again for Australia. Salah. Hassan, as he just stayed onside.
But that's what Mo Salah does. He draws it. He wants runners. He's actually saying, please make a run. Go left, right, and I will find you, because they're backing off.
Haney's ball in. That'll go for a goal kick. Off Ibrahim. 8 minutes of extra time remaining.
Yeah, this is where he comes inside. A little shift, goes along. Just trying to guide that. Maybe got stuck under his feet slightly, and we give Beach a little bit of credit. He might have got across the young goalkeeper, who made a fabulous save just before the end of the game.
It's now over 5 hours of football since an Australian player has scored a goal since that opening match against Turkey in Vancouver almost 3 weeks ago. Now Salah. Oh, Salah dancing into the box for Egypt. And it's a corner. And again, it's Harry Souttar.
It's really similar to the goal that he scored for Liverpool against Man City. We know when he went inside 3, 4, 5 and then just hit it. He's starting to evolve. We spoke about maybe that fitness, but he looks pretty good to me.
Mo Salah taking this game by the scruff of its neck. Back in by Marouane. Souttar's underneath it again. I tell you what, he's not going to be playing third-tier football with Leicester City next season. He's been out injured for such a long time. Away by Jackson Irvine. They won the Premier League 10 years ago, Leicester. Now, what can the Aussies do here? It's Toure, the pace that he was showing, racing through the centre then in anticipation of a delivery.
Well, that's what they're hoping for. A little breakaway and maybe a clinical finish. They're not going to pass their way through. They need the space.
Just going back to Harry Souttar and the game that he's having. He was out injured December 2024 until April 2026.
Done his ACL.
He was injured on loan at Leicester. 2 big injuries. Well, they wanted a corner there. Truant.
Well, if you remember as well, he was excellent against Turkey. You know, he was phenomenal.
He was excellent in the last World Cup. We called their games there.
Yeah.
And he's had major injury problems, but here he is again, Harry Souttar. Play on, says the referee. Ocon Engstler. Will just take one opportunity to separate these two sides. Africa are doing it for the whole of Africa and the Arab world, according to their head coach, Hossam Hassan, who's pacing down the technical area. Hassan now into the box. Oh, he could have gone down. Hassan, 18-year-old Harrington.
What a tackle as well
with
by
an
the young
incredible
kid.
challenge.
You've got to get that to perfection. He's coming at speed, he's dipping his shoulder, and he just stretches across. What a wonderful block. But who's there just in case he misses it? Big Harry. Not Sir Harry, as Thierry Henry called Harry Kane.
He will be.
He will be.
Don't
Listen,
worry about
if
that.
David's got one, and then there's no doubt Harry will get one as well.
Just let him finish his career first. Now here's Marwan. Salah. Irvine away initially, and is back with Mo Salah.
You can see what he's trying to do, aren't you? With that left foot, how many times have we seen that? Try and bend it in that far corner.
Marwan's ball in. Hughes and ahs from around us. There's 70,000 fans in here. They seem to be enjoying it. How are they not incredibly nervous?
But that is part of the game. This is all part of it, you know. That's why it gets you, this game. It just, for some reason, it gets in your soul, it gets in your body, and it can be a goal, it can be a cross, and you fall in love with it. I mean, look at the emotion. He looks absolutely wiped out of this game, watching this game. Every emotion you go through as a fan. Imagine the coach and the players that are down there. It's
Toure really hasn't had a sniff since coming off the bench. No Toure. He might do now. Nabil, oh, he's just caught.
Don't foul
by
again.
Haney.
That's the exact area that they want. You've got to stay on your feet. That's what they've been hoping for. A breakaway and a free kick. Just stay. Be composed. Let him beat you. Don't beat yourself. But because he's going so quick to try, he can't change. And as a player comes inside, they're just going to try and deliver the ball.
Well, Haney's already scored his second own goal of the tournament here today. He does not want this to lead to potentially the winning goal.
And what Australia will try and do is push back as far as they can with the Egyptian player to try and get in front of the goalkeeper, and maybe a ricochet, maybe directly goes in.
It was Aidan O'Neill's free kick that led to that own goal equaliser for Australia. He's off the field now. Nabil standing over it. Keep your eye on big Harry Souttar. They'll no doubt be looking for the lighthouse by the penalty spot. As it stands, he'll need to get back on side in a minute. They're mindful of him. Nabil.
You can see what he's trying to do, just put it into an area, but you've got to get it past the wall. It's a bit of an understatement, but if you're going to give your team a chance, you can't just smack it into the wall. But a long throw, like you can imagine now, a little touch, someone around the back post. This is where Egypt's back line, and maybe even the goalkeeper, just stay where you are.
Alessandro Cicatti with a long throw, finding Souttar. And now he's going to have to get back quickly. They're heading up the other end of the field, and Salah's ball has gone straight out of play. Well, he's claiming a free kick in the centre, but he'd already played the ball by the time he was pulled back.
This is interesting, with a goalkeeper coming in. He hasn't had a sniff all game, and they look like they're making a sub.
Wow.
We see this, didn't we, with Holland many years ago?
Yep. It's been done a few times for penalty shootouts. Presumably, Patrick Beach was expecting this, as Matthew Ryan, 34 years of age, 104 caps for his country, gets his first taste of this World Cup, and the youngster who's been an absolute hero in goal, Patrick Beach of Melbourne City, makes way.
Well, this is the mind games. There's 1 minute to go. 1 minute. They put the armband on him as well.
Well, he was devastated when he was told he wouldn't be starting that opening match against Turkey. He's had to swallow his pride and support his teammate Patrick Beach until now, and he will, as things stand, get the opportunity in a penalty shootout if it gets that far. In the last minute of extra time, Toure comes off the hitch, and now
That looked like a foul as well. He's gone through him. Another delivery. If you keep giving a team that rely on set pieces, you've already been bitten once. You don't want to do it again. You go to ground, it's a free kick. And then for arguing, you've picked up a yellow card.
it was Mo Toure who was caught. Well, how many times have we seen in this tournament set pieces playing a key role? Yasser Ibrahim, who's in today due to injury of Abdul Monem. About to make another change here, Egypt. Mahmoud Saber coming on.
I said a minute to go as well. He got that goal as well, didn't he, last time out?
All eyes on this free kick for Australia, but they're going to make the substitution first while they're defending this free kick. As Saber's about to come on, and Marwan Attir, the midfielder.
Yeah, you've just remembered there, he's got to get off pretty quickly. And he has covered every blade of grass.
Well, we tend to make substitutions maybe at an attacking free kick, if at all, less so defensively, but
he's just in that hole. He's not really affecting the back four or full-backs. That's when you really don't want to do it. You're just telling him just to go on the edge of the box.
We're in stoppage time at the end of extra time. Krustic with a delivery for Australia. Toure! Well, Toure couldn't really get hold of it. Two players down in a heap as play initially continuing. The referee's keeping an eye on it and stopping it now. As a defender, Yasser Ibrahim has gone down with Cherkati. Oh, what a moment. How much drama do you want at the end of extra time in a World Cup knockout match?
Well, it's bobbling around everywhere. There was collisions, people bumping into each other. The referee again stops the game because of a head injury. This is the ball's played in. You can see the body's already gone down. There's one, there's two, and then just that collision at the far post. It was ricocheting everywhere, but thankfully for Egypt, he just bounced up. That's it.
Well, that is it. We are going to go to a penalty shootout. And if you love a bit of drama, then this World Cup is the right place to come. When we come back in a moment, we'll see a penalty shootout between Australia and Egypt.
I am back. I'm here to help. I don't know what to do. Have you lost your passion?
This has been my life.
We're going to start again, and we're going to rebuild this thing.
We've got each other's back.
You can cook, girl.
That means a lot coming from you.
We're cooking with love.
July 4th, it's a special baseball night in America on Fox. Rivals square off as the Cardinals take on the Cubs. Or Mets, Braves. Baseball night begins with the All-Star Selection Show at 7:30 on Fox.
Today on Fox, Messi and Argentina take on the Cinderella story Cape Verde.
Sensational!
Then it's Colombia against Ghana.
What a goal!
The World Cup knockout stage continues today on Fox.
Let's go get this big money.
Know the song faster than Shazam and win. Beat Shazam returns July 28th on Fox.
Monday on Fox.
They are starting to believe.
America's World Cup dream rolls on as the Stars and Stripes advance to the round of 16. Now, Pulisic and the U.S. face a huge knockout game against Belgium.
Incredible!
Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
Well, the penalty shootout is on the way next in Dallas between Australia and Egypt. Meanwhile, in Miami, Lionel Messi and Argentina are ready for their round of 32 match against Cape Verde. That is coming up next after the end of this match between Egypt and Australia. And a big call from Tony Popovic, the Australia manager, who's changed the goalkeeper. Patrick Beach, who's been excellent this World Cup on his World Cup debut, has come off, and he's brought on Matty Ryan, who's an experienced goalkeeper. This is his 105th cap. He's 34 years old. He's been playing with the national team for a long time. What do you guys make of that?
That'll be Superman. I'm not a big fan of these type of things. I mean, if you have a first goalkeeper, you should be able to also, you know, be good at penalties. And at the end of the day, it's about the momentum, it's about the personality, it's about... So, yeah, I understand the logic behind it. But
maybe it worked. I mean,
if you have a better penalty stopper, though, in the team, is it not wise to do it?
We saw with Van Gaal in Brazil, you know, doing that in the 2014 World Cup, and it worked out. I mean, yeah, I agree. I'm in the same idea as Clarence, you know. If your goalkeeper is number one, just give it to him and let's see what happens. But, yeah.
There's no way he can be warm enough to match what Beach was. Like, Beach was in the game, moving, passing, kicking, holding. So he can't be as warm and physical. I mean, you can warm up all you want on the sideline, but being in the game is different. So, look, Tony Popovic has put himself up for either a ton of criticism or a ton of praise, and we're going to find out in the next 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a big call, and here we go as the captains step up to decide which way the penalties are going to be taken and who shoots first. Mo Salah, obviously the captain of Egypt, and in their last penalty shootout, it was actually in AFCON at the start of this year, Mo Salah missed his penalty, and they ended up losing to Nigeria in the third-place playoff game.
That stuff plays
in the players'
remember that,
will they?
No, that plays in your
head. They play
absolutely. I never took one in a World Cup, a penalty shootout, but that, if you missed your last one or you missed in a shootout, it absolutely plays in your mind. So it'd be interesting to see when he shoots. He's going to shoot. When he shoots, it's going to be interesting. I think he'll go first, but we'll find out.
Okay, guys, let's get to this decider then, the penalty shootout between Australia and Egypt for a place in the round of 16. Back to you, Jackie Oatley and Warren Barton.
Thank you, Jules. Hang on to your cowboy hats. We're in for some drama here in Dallas. We've already seen a couple of exceptional penalty shootouts. Germany kicking first and going out to Paraguay. Netherlands kicking first and going out to Morocco. Let's see what happens here in Dallas. Matty Ryan coming on for his first moments of this World Cup. Yes, he's experienced. He had it done to him in the playoff ahead of the last World Cup in Qatar against Peru, and he was substituted. Andrew Redmayne coming on. Now he's the man coming on.
Yeah, Tim Krul
did it. The talking point, isn't it, as to whether it's the right thing to do?
Yeah, I would put him in. If he's your better goal kicker, just psychologically, it's given Egypt something to think about. OK, the 22-year-old's had a good game, but he's obviously come in, he's experienced as a goalkeeper. He's having to save a penalty. He's having to run around the field and get warmed up. He's ready to go. He can get into the kicker's mind. So it's a chance worth taking, because the upside is so huge.
Well, we'll soon find out whether it was...
Yeah, whether that's what you take, you know. Louis van Gaal did it. All of a sudden, he's the best thing since sliced bread, you know. They put Tim in there and he makes a save.
Yeah, Tim Krul was the one that came off with Sillison. That was in 2014.
What did you say about the people going first? They've gone out. So, yeah, the Germans and...
Well, it's big Harry Souttar stepping up. He has been an absolute rock. Ayers rock for Australia in this tournament.
Just off the... I don't think he's going to dink it.
It's Harry Souttar versus Mustafa Shabir. Australia going first.
Oh, wow.
Devastation for Souttar, who's been simply outstanding. And Egypt enjoy the first psychological blow.
Just leaning back. Look at his body shape going up. That's not even remotely close. It just shows you can have a phenomenal game. The nerves, the anticipation. This is a big, big penalty, particularly in front of their fans.
Mahmoud Saber, the substitute, who's only just come on himself, as has Matty Ryan, the goalkeeper, vastly experienced, brought on as a specialist for this occasion in place of the excellent Patrick Beach, who's made a real name for himself. Saber against Ryan. 1-0 to Egypt.
Very, very confident. Goes the right way, just above Matt Ryan's right hand, just as he pushes across.
Confidently done by Mahmoud Saber. Now Jackson Irvine, who along with Matty Ryan was not selected for the opening match. He is so vastly experienced, a real leader in this side. And now he's about to take on Shabir. And the Aussies are on the board. Confidently done by Jackson Irvine.
Very nonchalant as well, just passes that into the back of the net, and then the emotions come out.
And stepping up next is Rami Rabia, who thought he'd scored a late winner, but for the exceptional save by Patrick Beach, who was heading the other way and somehow managed to move in midair and deny him. The central defender, one has missed. No doubts whatsoever from Rami Rabia.
Just strokes that. You can see the goalkeeper Ryan going to his left, and then just strokes that into an empty corner. Well, you can cut the nerves with a knife in this place.
And up next is Awa Mabil, the 30-year-old who's born in a Kenyan refugee camp. He's made a life for himself in Australia. So proud to wear that green and gold crest. Awa Mabil for Australia. Calmly done. Now here comes the main man for Egypt, Mohamed Salah, who's been relatively quiet in this game, having picked up a hamstring strain in the last game against Iran. He came to life towards the end of the game and in extra time, and with Marmoush off the field, they need him here. He had his penalty saved in the Africa Cup of Nations shootout in January. No Salah against Matty Ryan. It's Salah! And it's 3-2 to Egypt. Wow, is it the 18-year-old central defender, Lucas Harrington, up next? And this is a big call. And huge amounts of kudos to the young man who started the last game against Paraguay. He kept his place here for the knockout match as Australia looked to win their first ever World Cup knockout tie. His fellow central defender, Harry Suter, skied his penalty, and this is an opportunity for Lucas Harrington of Colorado Rapids, linked with Barcelona. And the youngster can't find the target. Major disappointment for him as he's consoled by his teammates already. Questions will be asked why an 18-year-old and two central defenders are taking penalties here. But certainly nobody will be blaming the teenager himself.
No, it's very unfortunate for him. You can only feel for him and his teammate who have been phenomenal in this tournament. But what a moment now for Egypt.
And an opportunity for the substitute, Hossam Abdul Magweed, to win this shootout for Egypt. Matty Ryan with all the mind games. He has to either save this or hope that Abdul Magweed will miss it. Otherwise, Australia are heading home and Egypt will be through. Abdul Magweed for Egypt. This to win it. And Egypt are through! For the first time ever, Egypt have won a World Cup knockout match, and they are into the last 16. Egypt have made history in Dallas. The Australians are heading home. They had hoped this would be their day to finally win a knockout match at a World Cup. But it is Mo Salah, Omar Mamouche and co who will be facing either Argentina or Cape Verde in the last 16. We said it would be dramatic, Jules.
It has been nothing but drama in the round of 32. Our thanks to Jackie and Warren. What a start to day 23 at the FIFA World Cup. This is how the bracket looks. Egypt are through to the round of 16 for the first time since 1934, and now they await the winner of Argentina and Cape Verde, which is on the way next, live here on Fox. Wow, what drama we have seen at this World Cup in these knockout stages. Javier Hernandez, Clarence Seedorf and Landon Donovan watching alongside me. Egypt winning their first ever knockout stage game at the World Cup. And in drama as well, Landon, with a penalty shootout. But all four Egypt takers of the penalties slotted their pens away under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, there's the emotional piece of this, right? And for Egypt, you are so happy for them, excited for them winning their first ever knockout round. My analytical brain right away, though, goes to what is Tony Popovich doing, subbing his goalkeeper, right? Number one. Number two, why are you having center backs taking two of your first three penalties? I know center backs It's not always that they're not good at, but you have other players on the field. So there's going to be a lot of explaining to do. We said, look, he's either going to get the praise or he's going to get a lot of criticism, and he deserves the criticism. But Egypt, Clarence, they deserved it in the 90 plus 30 minutes. And in the end, they made their penalties. And that's the difference.
I mean, the penalties we always know is a bit of a lottery, but I think the gamble was even more by just doing all of this, what Australia did, changing the goalkeeper and stuff. But let's give credit to this Egypt side. I think they were the team trying more, pushing more, creating more. And I'm so happy for this.
Yeah, they scored the 4 penalties. Mo Salah coming from an injury.